game, please don't pause your twitches. Don't pause them, because then you won't catch everything that happens after the point that you pause it from. Apologies for the late start. We were catching up. We missed a week, as you know, and I was going to do that big catch-up thing with the first 20 sessions, which is still coming.
Sorry, guys.
But it's probably going to come when I am off for a week next week, because it's going to take me a while to set up and do, because I have to fuck with OBS and stuff. In the meantime, this is session 21, Dawn and Downwarden, and we're going to be here for about 3 hours. So, does anybody remember anything from the previous session?
Well, hang on.
No, the last recap I have is saying goodbye to Vin.
Okay, yeah, that might have been the last session. Yeah, I think it was. Yes, that was the last session.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like I've already read this. Okay, well, I'll do the recap.
It was called The Burden of Brethren, session 20.
I don't write the names, I write nonsense. We open out into another strange room with piles of corpses all around, at various stages. We do some investigating and notice that they all seem to be Shan's people who have been killed by strange creatures. There's also some strange magic throughout the room. A creature appears and we fight. Lots more appear and we clear the room, but not after taking our fair share of hits. We push Shan into being honest with us and what's going on, and he explains what happened before we came, and his monastery went to protect... I have to write quick sometimes. Meant to protect the relic, brackets, what relic, but wanted to use it when under threat. He said no, and after fighting with his brethren, opened the box. They died, and some disappeared. Apparently the figures surrounding us are probably the missing ones. We rest and go through another portal. We come up against a giant demon.
You're definitely reading session 20's recap.
Yeah, see? I said
No, sorry, session 19's recap. What happened in the last session... So, let me cut it short.
Oh, yeah, didn't we fight that big boss guy?
2 sessions ago, you went with Shan, the monk, and ended up being sucked into this relic that his monastery was charged to protect but tried to use. He ended up potentially killing some of them and using the relic against them, despite the fact that his whole purpose was to stop anyone using the relic. In an attempt to carry out a ritual which would render the relic inert, you agreed to go with him and essentially help him with a ritual that he didn't know too much about. No, that's fine. Give me a second. Having done so, you were sucked inside the relic, and you were brought to a strange demonic realm where creatures attacked you. You fought them off, and a portal appeared where you then went through to another room. In that room, you were met with several sort of zombie-esque monks that resembled Shan, and it was at that point, like you say, where he explained the reasons the reasons why, rather, that he had ended up using the relic against his own brethren, and that had subsequently brought them here. You then went through to a third realm within this relic where you found out that the purpose of the relic was to essentially house a very large, strong, huge greatsword wielding red horned demon who set about to read. Okay, cool. Who set about picking a person amidst the group to try and use as a host and inhabit them through some skillful use by Nemea of the prevent evil? What was the spell you used, Nemea?
Protection from good and evil.
Protection from good and evil. He was unable to enter Vice as a host, and instead had to...
Why you gotta say that?
He could not use you as a vessel through your various orifices, and had to instead turn his attention to trying to kill Nemea, so that he could then return his attention to Vice, which made the fight long enough that you were able to take him down before he was able to complete his task. You were then all shot out of the relic, and it seemed to just be 2 parts of a box now that held no sway to any sort of other realm, or even to the 2 parts connected together. Previously they were sort of bound, and attempting to open the box was a bit of a difficulty. In this moment they simply fell apart in your hands. You went back with Shan and rested up there, and went back to he showed you back rather to the road where you found your horse and cart, who had fortunately not been stolen or ransacked in any point. Adana still lives. She's the longest surviving character in my entire campaign at this point, as far as we're concerned. Although you guys don't know what's happened to the other previous characters of my old campaign. But she's the longest surviving character who's been confirmed to still be alive. And that brings us pretty much to this session. So,
That was my recap.
yeah, I'm sorry,
yeah.
it wasn't clear
Yeah.
how much of the recap you had. I thought I'd cut through it quicker and just get back to it.
Oh, I only had 2 lines left.
Okay, cool. But also, it's like,
Damn
given
it,
that
Josh.
I know I'm going to do a recap of 1 to 20, but for the sake of people skipping that and watching this potentially down the line, a lot of what you were saying didn't initially make sense. It didn't have the background, so I was just trying to provide it in a more whole
But you
manner
missed
so
the
that we
bit
could
that
move on.
says, "Oh my God, we're in a box." That
Yeah,
was
it's not,
really.
it's not massively relevant.
But it was. This is
I
our
mean, we can back and
recap. This is
forth
the
this
people. This is
conversation
not
for
us.
several minutes.
We were in a box.
Yeah, it's our recap, Josh.
It
Oh,
was
do it again.
just
Feel free to
just
do it
say,
again.
"Oh
I
my
can
God,
stop
we're in the box."
streaming now.
That was my
We'll
it's too
play
late
till
now. It's too
12
late.
p.m. None of
Yeah,
y'all are going to
done now.
sleep.
I'm not doing the recap anymore. No one wants to hear about my funny quips.
Fit as
They're
many
not
funny quips in
descriptive
this
enough.
session as you possibly can, and we'll make sure they get read out at next session.
No. Can't think.
Okay,
Never again.
this is like.
I'm
there's-
serious. Someone else is doing the recap.
Okay, well, somebody start
No,
making notes.
no,
then.
Sebby, because you're like the best of it.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I am.
Yeah,
Come
slash-
on, you know.
Lazy.
Slash only person who does write down things.
I tried to do it once before and I totally fucked it all up.
That's because you
Like,
didn't
I
write
don't
anything
remember.
down, dude. That's the key part, writing
I
stuff
did
down.
write.
No, you did it from memory. With
I
like
did
3
not.
names with a piece of
I
paper.
wrote stuff down and everyone was. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Anyway.
No,
So
no,
we
please
awake
carry
in this
on. We've
cool
got
room.
several hours, as I said. Nobody goes to sleep tonight. We play until we get through this.
I mean, you guys can play till whenever. I'm going to play till about 9:30 and I'm going up.
I'm so immersed right now. Right. So- When you guys broke off and went to the Serenity Monastery, where you met Shan the monk, and then returned to the road at a similar point, you'll remember him from the recap.
That was all my notes.
Yeah, what recap you on about?
You were roughly at the yellow X on the map.
Rather PX, yes.
You're about to travel for about a month. Back on the road, you have your cart. You're going to travel for about a month with the cart. It doesn't take you. A month's walking is brought down lower with the cart, but not by much, because unfortunately you have a not very fast horse dragging a relatively heavy cart, including all of you.
So fucking rude about the horse.
Well, the horse. There's various types of horses.
She's actually very fast, but when carrying a cart,
She's
it
not.
is difficult.
But that's fine. So carrying the cart, you're still basically going walk speed, but you're now able to do shit whilst you travel. You don't have to focus on walking anymore. I know some of you struggle with just the concept of breathing in and out, so moving on to walking as well. I don't want to tax anyone, so you've got a month of downtime. Everybody roll initiative and we'll decide who's going first in downtime.
Can I go last? Because I'm doing food.
You can go last, that's fine.
Okay, one second.
I didn't blow myself. Yay.
Oh, fuck off! I'm sorry.
Vice might have to go last.
What the hell?
Why? I'm cooking.
He nat one.
I got that, but no.
Yeah, it's called a joke.
Terrible.
That's fine. I
right.
got rid of my. I got rid of it now. You know.
What the fuck is that? I think I'm trying to roll a dice. Okay, cool. Right. Vice with the 3.
These need to be emotes.
Olivia, you rolled a 2.
Not announce that, please.
That was
This
a
makes them all
secret
emo.
3. And 10 from the mayor. So, I have a question for all of you. How many rations do you have?
As many as Max says I have.
Ooh.
1 second.
Yeah, how many?
I didn't think. I
Oh, that's
have.
being slow and dodgy, but okay. Also, have I paused
Okay.
my
I have
stream?
none.
Because I'm seeing a blank screen.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure we don't have any.
I
Because
don't have any
Use
weapons,
them
mate.
all. Yeah, I have none.
It's problematic if you have none. That might be an issue down the line.
Yeah, none of us have any rations.
Right.
Can we not use this time to kind of go and find some food or something? Yeah.
I
Ulrich,
wish.
can you check whether or not I'm actually streaming anything for me,
I have
please?
21 days of work.
Because I'm just getting a black screen.
You got rations.
Oh, Twitch is having issues for me right now.
Yeah,
Oh
the
my
Twitch was being.
lord.
Wait, just say like a bunch of random crap,
Like
and then
tests.
just make sure I can hear you.
Test words, blah blah. La 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 words.
My sound isn't even playing.
Words, blah blah. I can hear me,
My sound
Twitch,
isn't
but
even
I'm not
playing.
seeing words, blah blah.
Okay.
You
That's
can
the
hear
one
me,
thing I
Okay.
know.
My sound
Twitch,
isn't
but I'm
Sevi's
not
gonna
seeing
feed
words.
us. I mean, Livia's gonna feed us.
Food.
What do you mean?
That's right,
What do you
monitor.
mean?
I'm
All
not
those times I made you sandwiches.
Yeah, right. I'll cook for you once.
Oh,
There's no way
you
to
see?
view this. Oh, hang on. If I record at the same time and then stop recording, I'll be able to review the recording. Let's see whether or not anything's actually being recorded, because this looks like maybe nothing is happening, which isn't ideal. OBS.
Yeah,
recording.
things are happening. It's alright.
And if I record at the same time and then stop recording, I'll be able to review the recording. Okay, cool, yeah.
Oh,
We got
It's just my Twitch.
We
It's
got-
not picking anything up, seemingly.
that salmon with a bed of like what, lettuce or spinach? No, spinach, kale, kale.
Close.
Kale?
Broccoli ripe.
Or was that
You're
broccoli?
saying that like the
Broccoli.
seagulls in
Broccoli.
Finding Nemo.
Mine?
Kale. Okay. Okay.
And I've closed the session, so that's not good. Right, I'm going to assume that Twitch is outputting because the recording is
It is.
outputting, despite the fact.
it is. The only weird thing is the fact that I can just see speakers muted on Mac. But
Yeah.
On Mac?
Max.
There's
On
like a
Mac.
little there's like a little thing that says
Oh yes,
speakers
yeah, that's
muted.
fine. That's because I'm muted on
Yeah.
Skype.
Okay.
We'll
I
live
have
with
to
that.
listen to my voice playing back. It's disgusting. I hate it.
I
Yeah,
really
that's
don't know why Twitch is being so shit. But anyway, Lael, you have no rations, or do you have 21 days worth of rations?
I have.
Yes, that we all do. 21 days each.
What's that?
Wait,
How many-
Show me that sauce.
Lael,
No.
how many rations do you have?
I have none.
None.
Oh,
Cool.
garlic.
21
Where the heck
days,
Where'd you get
he's
that
lying.
from?
You're going to spend half of your month's worth of downtime gathering food,
That
but
was
how
the-
successful you are is going to be dependent on rolls. So, is there anything you want to do in the other 2 weeks?
We starved to death.
Sob over
You
my
started it. I'm fine.
melted down sword.
Say that again,
Um,
sorry?
Sob over my melted down sword. I don't know.
You can certainly, if you're trying to fix up your sword, you can definitely try. I mean, you could
I don't
simply
have
try
that
and just sharpen it again if you wanted to.
But I don't have like a whetstone or anything, so I probably need that, wouldn't I?
I mean, that would certainly help. You could attempt to sharpen it through other means. You could attempt to blunten it to such a point that it does bludgeoning damage as essentially a baseball bat if you wanted to. It's up to you.
Let's see.
I was going to say, I feel like the music stopped playing and it's definitely like an hour long, so I can't see how that would happen. But then it started back up, so we're fine. This is your cue for everyone else to think what you want to do in your potential 2 weeks of downtime if you don't have rations. If you've got
Cool.
rations.
I
didn't
don't
say
have
we were
rations.
moving on to you. I just said think about it.
Oh. No, I'm just questioning. The downtime that we use. How many times can we use downtime based on 2 week period?
You can probably successfully get like one solid thing done, but it depends on the thing you're doing. If you're doing something really quick and easy, you'll probably be able to fit more things in.
Okay, cool.
Like, for
Right.
example, if you were studying a book as much as you possibly could, that's probably going to eat both 2 weeks. If you were
Okay.
peeing, you could do that quite a few times.
Okay.
So, Lael, anything in the 2 weeks, or are we just going to jump you to food searching for on this?
Is there anything like particularly like productive that I could like practice with or anything?
I mean, you could practice attacking with your swords and just essentially spar or something like that. You could do some like practice shooting and just try and improve your shooting in general with your crossbow. It's up to
Not
you.
a crossbow, it's a short bow.
Whatever you got, whatever works for you, bro.
Yeah, man, get it right.
Keep calling it a crossbow every single session.
Everyone else has a fucking crossbow, okay? I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Learn.
I'm just gonna start saying bow.
Oh, God.
I will practice.
Oh, what do you know? You
my
miss.
crappy sword.
Okay, so just roll me 2 attacks.
Yeah.
That one.
You die.
That.
Okay, cool. So you spend some time just sort of sparring. Everyone else is kind of doing their own thing, so you're just sort of like swiping out. You know when Ray is like spinning a lightsaber around and then she stops it right in the crevice of that rock? You're kind of doing that because you know that just striking a tree is just going to blunt your sword. So it would be a waste of time. But you try and like hone your precision a little bit. Not insane rolls on the to hit. Some of those would hit potentially, some of them wouldn't. So give me 1 performance check real quick, and we'll see if there's anything worth giving you based on that roll.
+1. So better roll good. Nope.
Okay, so nothing gained from it, like in terms of a statistical increase, but you feel like you're ready for whatever comes your way. You feel like you've honed in on a preparedness if a battle were to come your way in some fashion. For the other 2 weeks, you're probably going to need to search for food, because you're low on food. So, roll me survival or nature, and let's say do it twice. We'll have everyone roll twice for survival or nature. Not right now. For now, Lael, and Nemea, you're next. Okay, so a month's travel in this world is going to take you 30 days. You find about 15 to 16 days, 15 to 16 days worth of rations. So eating only half a ration pack a day and going mostly hungry, you are able to survive the month. But you're getting to a point where you'd either need to find somewhere to purchase food or spend an inordinate amount of time hunting to keep this kind of thing going. You certainly aren't profiting enough in terms of food to make it all the way to Stalvin, which from here is like another 2-month journey. But that's what you manage to gather over the month. Moving on to Nemea, it's also what you spend, by the way. So you're still at 0 a month later.
Okay.
Nemea,
Hello.
how many ration packs do you have?
None.
What would you like to do in your 2-week period?
I would like to study my, my arcane enchanter.
Okay.
Everyone's like, I'm gonna starve.
I'm gonna die young is what I'm gonna do. So my understanding is that you've read
Read the
your
book.
you've read your
Take my
book,
mind
right?
off
Yes.
You've read your student level book to drop the number of practice required to progress to become a student of enchanting. Like, you tell me. I've got the profession, but I don't know what you are. That's on your character sheet. So are you already a student of enchanting? Have you not yet hit that?
Yes, I'm a student. I'm now technically an apprentice because I finished the student bit. I did that amount of practice.
A
so I'm
student
now an
book
apprentice.
will make you a student. It won't
Okay.
make you an apprentice. To become an
Okay,
apprentice,
so
you
I
need an
finished
apprentice
that.
book.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you are a student of enchanting, you can carry on practicing in an attempt to eventually become an apprentice, but you would need more practice sessions, and it's slightly harder.
Oh, that sucks.
It
So I
shit
need
gets
an
harder.
apprentice. So I need an
Yeah,
apprentice.
you'd need an apprentice book. If you wanted to half the amount of study required, you would need an apprentice book, yeah.
Aw.
Yeah, but you can still get there anyway, normally.
You can
Yeah,
get there
okay.
without a book, it just takes longer.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do that then. I want to practice.
Okay.
my-
So give me a roll of a d20 plus proficiency, and you're going to need to spend materials practicing,
Oh yeah.
as if you were attempting an enchantment. So do you have any gem dust? Have you transformed any gems into dust using the disenchantment effect?
Yeah. I still have a small bag of gem dust.
How much gem dust does that bag contain?
It's a small one because I know we used my other one and I had like a third left of it or something.
Okay,
Um,
if you had a third left
that
of it, then...
on.
So essentially the way it works is that you have to try and become an apprentice, you have to do a student level enchant 10 times. and it needs to be a successful enchant each time, and it needs to meet the requirements of that enchant. So the only enchantment you have available to you as a student of enchanting is called Harnessed Elements. It's on screen for Twitch currently. If Twitch is fucking working, I can't really tell. And what it says is that you can infuse a third of 1 gem's dust into a weapon. That will enchant that weapon to do an additional d4 cold, fire, or lightning damage chosen by you. Alternatively, you can augment armor or a shield to have resistance to cold, fire, or lightning damage, but only one item can hold an enchant at one time. The other caveat to practicing is you spend those materials, but you don't gain the benefits because you spent those materials practicing rather than actually trying to apply the enchant. So how much gem dust do you have? You said you had a small bag, and you think you had maybe a third of a small bag left?
No, I had a third which I used last time, so now I have a small bag.
Two
which
thirds.
I'm assuming so I'm assuming that in this bag I must have like 2/3 or something.
Yeah, so you've split 1 gem into 3 uses, essentially.
Yeah.
And you've already used 1 use, so you have 2 uses, which means you would essentially be casting the Harnessed Elements enchant on something, or attempting to enchant something with this enchant. It will use another third of a gem's dust, so that bag you have, change it to like 2 out of 3, or 1 out of 3 left, your choice. And then roll me a d20 plus proficiency, and we'll see whether or not you're successful.
Not it. 1 sec, I'm just writing gem dust in my...
Yeah, that's cool. So you have 1 use left of the gem that you disenchanted into dust. That probably sounds more complicated than it is, but...
It's okay. So
it's a d20 plus proficiency.
Yeah, which I'm pretty sure is +2.
Mm-hmm.
Nat 20!
Fuck yeah.
That's a success.
Does that count as extra?
It counts as 1 success.
Damn. Not 2.
So if you mark down that you've got 1 success, you need 10 to become an apprentice of enchanting.
Got 4. Got 4 now.
You got 4 now?
Yeah.
Oh, Sevi, did we decide that they're cumulative? I think we did, right? Or did you
Yeah.
say that it resets?
What are the numbers?
I feel like it resets because we lowered the numbers. 4, 10, 30, 60, 100. But 100 gets you to master. I think they reset.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they reset.
But then I need like so many.
Yeah, exactly. Which is why the books are good, or a teacher is even better. So yeah, it's 1 out of 10. They reset
you have to
on
remember
each
this is
level.
being self-taught. Like, if you were to self-teach yourself to be
1 out of 10.
the best guitarist in the world, how many hours practice would you need to put in?
Exactly.
I'll do it the opposite way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I need 9 more. 1 more. No.
Yeah,
Don't
no,
worry.
Sounds like the
9.
way you're doing it is the wrong way round, but okay. Whatever works for you.
Yeah, it'll work for me. It'll
Counting
work.
down.
I don't know that we'll
Yeah,
remember it in 3
I'll
or 4
count
sessions
down,
time, but
because
we'll
if
see.
I'm trying to count up,
She's saying she needs 9 left.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need 9 more successes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what I was thinking. I was just saying.
Sure you do. Then roll me 2 survival or medicine check. Sorry, not survival or medicine. Survival or
Oh, so
nature.
it's
Rude.
20!
You're a dick.
I got a nat 20 and he's not giving me anything for it. This DM sucks.
I know.
Yeah.
New DM, who this?
So what am I rolling? Do you say medicine?
A survival or nature check, your choice, because you are now rolling to survive the month on the no food you have.
I was done there, but I've said
Ooh, that.
what's your nature?
You're
Plus
rolling
2.
twice.
Do
One for each
nature.
week.
Let's do. Okay.
It's a heavy roll session. That's
Oh.
bad.
Oh.
That's
And
good.
that's 20.
Okay.
I'm only
So
rolling 1 for 20s today.
in the first week, you just spend this would be like no, it's kind of collectively over the month. So over the month, you spend the entire month looking for food. You also spend any other time practicing your enchantment, which is why you've made some progress there. But over the month, you spend a good half of it just fucking up. Every time you go near any kind of forest animal that might maybe be good to eat, you either scare it away or kind of get a pang of conscience, and you wonder whether or not it's really worth killing that poor fluffy rabbit so that you can eat. Eventually you get hungry enough that you launch at whatever the fuck is rustling around in a bush, and you manage to grab hold of a fox. As you sort of realise that it's something slightly bigger than what you're expecting, you immediately let go, and as it starts to run away, you fire off an eldritch blast and slam it right in the side, and it dies on impact. You don't feel great about it, but you have managed to gather yourself enough food to last a similar amount of time as Lael, and you survived the month on half rations, so you're not feeling great. A month in, with no rations left, and again, kind of thinking, this isn't massively viable over a long-term period, but you've got through. You're okay. Moving on. Vice. What would you like to do for 2 weeks? Oh, sorry, Vice. How many rations do you have?
Hate my life.
I have none.
None. Cool. That's what I thought. What would you like to do for 2 weeks of downtime?
Can I fish? Do I need a fishing rod for that, or do I need? Or can I just
I mean,
fish?
there are various
fish.
elements to fishing. Some people
Okay.
fish with dynamite.
I haven't got the
You don't
means to do
necessarily
that.
need a fishing rod.
I
to
mean,
explode
I
fish and
could
gather
go
Fishing.
into the
Dandy,
river if
toes in.
there's a river
Fish
You could
nearby. Maybe
swim. There's
I could,
no.
I could do a thunder wave.
Yes,
Like you could
totally
shoot
viable.
it with Oh yeah, that's true actually. That'd be
Fully viable. There are no major rivers nearby so big that they make the map, but there are tendrils of larger rivers that you come across over your month's worth of travel, some lakes that are slightly larger than others, and you definitely
Okay.
find fish and various pond life in these areas. Do you want to attempt to swim down and thunderwave?
I would like to, yes, please.
Okay.
I'm assuming it would use one of my
It would use a spell slot.
Yeah.
Spell slot.
Yeah,
Sorry.
you'll immediately get it back
I-
because you're going to long rest over the month, so don't worry about taking it
Yeah.
out. But give me the, is it a wisdom save to thunderwave?
1 second. 1 second. I've got it written down on my character sheet now. It is.
Just out of interest, is
yes,
this-
a con save. Con save.
Con save, okay, it's not going to matter. Is this what you're doing?
You typing away.
Yeah.
Trying to research it.
No, I'm doing some
Rely
things,
on
don't
me.
worry,
Come on.
don't worry.
Trust me, man.
I mean, the con saves are relevant, and you'll find out why in a moment. Is this what you're doing for your own interests, or is this you gathering food?
This is me trying to gather
Okay,
food
so
because
you might
nobody
do
else
your
wants
own
to.
interest type thing afterwards. Okay, so the con saves are relevant. What I need you to roll is a stealth roll to see how close you can get to fish and cast this spell without them swimming away from you.
Okay. Oh, fuck.
Okay, now roll me the damage on Thunderwave, and you're going to take all of it.
What? I love how Leo's just creasing up in there. Oh, 1 second. Hang on.
Is this
hang
how
on.
he's gonna die? Die by
Quite
an
possibly.
Die by his own.
Sevi says to me
ability,
it's
hang on.
thunder, not lightning, but I feel like it's still conducted. Is it definitely?
No.
It's thunderous
It's
force.
thunder damage.
I'm sure it's. Okay.
If anything, it might be force damage.
Oh, it's thunder damage.
Ooh.
Does thunder
It would be force, wouldn't it? Because
conduct with
thunder
thunder
wave
is
pushes
sound.
people away.
Yeah, thunder.
people
is
on or in
Thunder.
near water when those not risk
different.
those among during
It
thunder?
pushes people away.
Our
So it
DM
must-
is on like some.
Oh my god, you guys might have saved me.
I don't know. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna give it to you. Yeah. Yeah,
You're
fair
welcome.
play. I think it's fair.
Alright,
You're
so-
right. Thunder damage, not lightning
you
damage.
guys! Thank you very much. Okay, so do I not roll then? Is that what?
Roll
is
the
that what you're saying?
damage, but you will not take any damage. I think that's fair. It's not lightning damage. I'll hold my hands up to that. Good shout.
Thank you guys.
You're welcome.
But
I love that.
it does sound like
Whoa,
to the rest of
Lovely.
you
Look at that,
as you move.
mate.
So
That's the type of shit that I need for a fight.
for combat,
Look at that.
yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the days that you guys are generally sort of foraging berries, and the mayor's recently just ended the life of a poor fox, you hear in the distance, as you just about start to notice that Vice has kind of split off from the group without really saying anything, like a... And it's sort of muted, but like an explosion that should have been much louder, but weirdly muted. Vice comes back to the group several hours later, absolutely soaked, with what can only be described as about 5 fishes that have been exploded from the inside out.
Oh fuck!
As the force of this damage
Did you just listen to him, Max?
explodes them apart. You maybe have, like, collectively, after spending a solid hour's worth of gathering the bits, you have about 5 fishes worth of bits. What I will say is that they are...
2 or 5?
They're not in any position to be cured as per the cooking profession that allows you to cure meats. These are like you're going to need to make a stew. That's maybe all this is good for.
Or pie.
Or a pie, perfectly good. Something along those lines where like
Well, I've only got 3 potatoes, 1 mushroom, and 5 fishes, plus a bunch of spices. So I'm sure I can make something.
that's
from
fine.
that.
You could definitely make something. So in terms of food, you do gather enough food to last you the month. Make me 1 survival or nature check, because this exploded fish parts is not going to cover you for the full month's worth of travel. Okay, not terrible. With your exploded fish parts and the various other things that you gather as you carry on, you do manage, not unlike the rest of the group, to make it about another month's worth of travel, but on sort of a hungry stomach most days, half rations for you as you go on. What do you want to do in the 2 weeks that you are doing your own thing?
Could I? Could I? Let me think. Could I practice just my weapon attack, please? Or
Yeah,
something?
sure. Yeah, much like Lael, you see at some point as you're travelling over the month, you see Lael kind of swinging out at a tree and really getting the precision down of not hitting the tree and stopping exactly when he intends, and you try and mimic that about a week later as you think back on it. So roll to hit for me, and then roll performance.
That's the hit.
Okay.
And
Perfectly
then
good.
performance,
And
you
then
said, yeah?
performance, and you are a very charismatic individual, so this should go well
Yeah, I
for
was
you.
going to say, this should go. Come on!
Damn
okay.
good roll.
Fair
Okay.
enough.
So, add +1 to your next to hit.
Let's say it again, sorry, you cut out.
So add +1 to your next to hit. Just add it as a boon. You have +1 on your next hit with your sword.
Okay.
So instead of a +7 or whatever you roll to hit with your sword, it'll be a +8, for example. Just on the first one. It's not a permanent buff. Just on the first one. Yeah, it's not a permanent buff.
To hit, yeah?
Yeah, so put it under boons or something.
Okay, cool. Nice.
Okay, and that's you. Livia, what would you like to do? Oh, sorry, firstly, how many rations do you have?
21.
Not bad. So you've got a full month's worth of downtime, and if you wanted to, you could use your rations to make sure everybody else eats well enough that they're not coming out of this month on their way to being ill.
My intention was to share, yes, and to still spend 2 weeks trying to gather food.
Well, you don't necessarily have to spend 2 weeks gathering food. If you wanted to spend the month doing your own thing and just generally living off your rations, you could.
Where's my boons?
Damn right.
Boons is at the top to the right of your health.
I'll do 2 weeks herbing and 2 weeks food.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So we're still not in a position to have your alchemy thing set up, but regardless of that, I can find the herb guide and roll me a herb check, which I think is just a d20 plus proficiency, right?
Yeah, thanks.
That's how we do it for everyone else. So roll me that. Where is the herb guide? Herbalism alchemy. Don't load on the right, and it loaded on the right screen. Sorry, Twitch. Nat 20. Okay, what kind of herbs are you looking for?
Healy herbs.
Healy herbs. Okay.
What
Healy herbs do you have?
I have wild sage root, dried etheria, weak milkweed seed, ginkgo brush leaves, hyacinth nectar, and milkweed seeds. Not weak ones, just normal ones.
Okay. What was that? About 6 things?
Yep.
Add 1 to all of them.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Oh shit.
So as you search specifically for those kind of ingredients, you manage to find enough that you can increase all of your inventory of all of those things by 1. And did you say one of the milkweed seeds is weak?
Yeah.
Consider this one just a standard milkweed seed.
Bugger. Yeah.
Okay, then give me 2 nature or survival checks, your choice, and we'll see if you come up with enough food to have ration packs left over.
Survival. Was it survival or medicine?
Survival
Or nature?
your choice. I need it
Ooh.
twice.
Oh Lord Jesus!
Max is spilling things. Probably tried to pour them
Standard.
sideways.
Oh my God. Okay, 1 second.
Okay, so after the month of sharing your rations and eating your own rations, you're left with about 6 ration packs. 6 days worth of rations.
Okay.
Okay, so you guys have travelled. Where the fuck is this X? I thought it was on the token layer. It's apparently on the map layer. No, it's not. Nobody knows. How the fuck do I pick it? I'd love to, but it won't.
I just realised what you said.
What do you mean?
Probably trying to pull things sideways.
There we go.
Josh, it might be because it's a drawing. That might be
No, it has let me use it. I just had to super zoom in, annoyingly.
Oh, okay.
But we're fine. And go away layers. There we go.
Oh.
So,
Oh.
I've moved the
God.
X along. You alright, Max?
Oh yeah.
Okay. You seen it.
Oh, I just cracked my neck, innit? When I went. Oh. Alright.
I didn't hear it. Okay, so getting to the actual session plan, that was just the first sentence. Okay, so over the month, obviously, in and out, there is periods where you guys sleep. There's times where you have to rest Adana and let her just rest, and generally keep watch. Nothing massively happens in terms of like looking out for enemies or anything like that, any sort of wildlife. There's a number of times where some of you are keeping watch and things come close, but you manage, like when the mayor's keeping watch, she manages to fire off an eldritch blast and scare away a pack of wolves before they even get particularly near. Lael does a similar thing with his short bow, and for the rest of you the same sort of thing happens. Anything gets close, you kind of scare it away. There's a couple of nights every now and then, maybe 1 or 2, where Livia, for example, quickly wakes the rest of the group to be like, something's coming this way, and it ends up being like a pack of wolves that you guys kill a wolf or 2, and then they separate, that kind of thing. Over the month, there's no huge attack on the convoy as you guys move along the main road. At some point, another cart goes by. You stop and have a quick chat with this person, and they don't really stop for you, and they just explain they have nothing to sell, and they carry on going. They don't really give you much of a moment to talk. You carry along your journey. All the time, it's getting clearer and clearer that the food you're gathering is not enough to sustain this journey. You're all running incredibly low, unless your name's Livia, in which case you've got about 5 days worth of rations. At some point in this journey, Vice, you're on watch. Everybody else is asleep, but the cart's moving slowly. You're allowing Adana to move forwards at about a sort of half or quarter pace, just slowly moving through the evening. Normally you'd be fully stopped in the evening because you'd be walking and therefore you'd all be asleep. The advantage to having this cart is that you're moving nonetheless, except for when you have to rest the horse. However, at some point, whilst everybody else is asleep, and you have found yourself kind of venturing away from the group slightly you're generally walking in like a circular motion just to protect the group in general, doing like a watch, if you will, almost as if you were on a wall watching a city, walking all the way around. You're just doing a slightly wider berth, so that if anything does come close, you've got a good amount of time to let the group know.
Okay.
As you do this on one of the evenings, a voice enters your mind. Something begins to speak to you as if from nowhere, and it says, Vice? The Heart of Dawn have found out that Fina doesn't know anything. Don't try and find her. They can't get you to... No, wait! And then it just cuts off.
Okay.
Roll
The Heart
history
of
for
Dawn...
me.
Okay. 1 second. Mate, my history is shocking.
I'll paste the message in Discord and roll 20.
Yes.
Thank you. There you go.
Okay, cool. You do not recognize this voice at all. What you obviously know without, like, the history check was not for this purpose, but what you obviously know is that this person, whoever they were, and it was a woman, used the name Fina, which, for those of you who don't know, is Vice's wife's name.
We do know.
Yeah, I know, but we're also streaming, so...
Are we all asleep? Or
you guys
was
are
the watch,
asleep at this
like...
point, and despite the fact that it seemed like this voice came from some kind of outward influence, nothing woke the group. There was no movement nearby, from what Vice can tell. Everyone's asleep except for Vice. Vice is on watch at this point. Do you do anything, Vice?
No, because what can I really do?
Roll Arcana for me. Livia does not like being asleep.
Arcana. Oh, it's the same.
Okay, that's pretty good. So you have this moment of confusion as this voice comes through, and you think to yourself, like, where the hell did this come from? Like, who is this person? What was this message? What could it mean? And something pings in your mind. You remember hearing about some obscure magic that you don't really know how to use that had something to do with sending messages, and the main thing you can remember about it is that you can reply.
I can reply?
That's what you remember.
How do you mean I can reply?
You just have heard of magic entering, magic relating to specifically a message being heard by a person, and that as part of the spell, that person had the opportunity to reply. The message, I'll say it again for you. A female voice came through and said, Vice, in a questioning manner as if she wasn't sure if she got through to the right person. The Heart of Dawn found out Fina doesn't know anything. Don't try and find her. They can't get you to... No, wait! And then got cut off.
Okay.
What do you do? You find yourself amidst the woods, the main road nearby, the rest of the party sleeping. You seem to have stopped in your tracks, circling the group. This message comes through to you as if from nowhere.
Well, I don't want to wake everyone up. I'm assuming they're asleep.
Yeah, you're aware that they're
I don't
asleep.
really want to wake anybody up. Just think of something that I've heard, you know. And there's nothing that I can really do. Why is Livia all going on? I mean, I feel like I'm missing out on an opportunity here, but I
Let
don't
me say
know.
this. Do you say anything out loud?
Hello? Is there anything I can think of? It's like,
Okay.
I don't really know, like, what?
So
because this person's not here, right? I'm hearing it in my head.
You're hearing this strangely in your head. You don't know this voice. You can't
so,
see this person.
The only thing I can think of is like to look around and to
That's
ask.
fine. That's perfectly fine. So you look around, you say hello in a quizzical manner, and your voice echoes off into the night. As you look around, roll perception for me. Or investigation, your choice. You know what you're looking for. You're looking for the voice of this person. Okay. You are certain, having looked around, that there is nobody resembling a humanoid woman within view of you. If they're hiding amidst the trees, you would have seen them, and you don't. If they're crouching in bushes, those bushes would be moving, and they're not.
Okay. Can I look at my what's it called, the broad gem on my that I've got?
Do
Can I
you know what it's called?
No, I don't know
I'm
what
not-
it's called.
I'm not
Remember, it was given to me.
sure.
No, it was given to me as a gift, as it was. I never asked
Gift
what it
from
was.
Fina, yes. So you have a
Yeah.
stone that has the symbol of Arella in it. That's all you know about it.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Can I just look at it, see
Yeah,
if it's
sure.
doing anything, or?
So you produce the gem from amidst your various garments, and it has a warmth to it, as though it has a connection to something. Roll Arcana for me. Okay. So this isn't new to you, but there is just a warmth and natural magical energy to this object, which is it's not news. You know there's something to this that lies within the arcane, something beyond your current comprehension. It's magic in nature,
Okay.
but you don't
Okay.
understand why or how. And
Who
also,
was
it's almost-
Arcana? Who's Arcana based in this group?
well, you know that Livia
Me.
and
Was
Nemea
it-
have
was
the
it-
ability
was
to
it-
cast
was it-
spells. You've never seen
Yeah, but
Lael
who
particularly
was
cast a spell.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it was either the mayor or Livia. Well, who was it that when we were trying to detect magic, was the one that was doing it? Shit.
I would expect that would. I mean, honestly, it could be either of the two. At this point, without speaking to them, Vice, you would know that both Nemea and Livia have knowledge of spells beyond the realm of magic that you are familiar with as a
Okay.
bard.
Okay. Well, can I just wake up somebody?
Yeah, sure.
And
Who do
I
you want
know
to wake up?
I don't want to be a dick now, yeah, but I feel like I need to do something because
Sure.
who's closest to me?
They're all sleeping relatively close. It's really your choice on who you potentially want to wake up at this point.
Okay, cool. Well, the mayor, if she's around, I'll just
Okay.
ask her to. Yeah, I'm just gonna poke her.
But Nemea is easily accessible. It's relatively easy to wake her without waking anyone else. And if you want to do so, you can.
Do I want to do so? The thing is though is that I did a Arcana check myself, and what was it? Hang on.
Sorry, because I'm in the kitchen. You did
You
an
said-
Arcana or check on what? Sorry.
I did an Arcana check myself, and it wasn't quite high.
He did one on himself and wasn't it quite high? Yeah.
It's a bit meta to be like, my Arcana roll was low, maybe I can get somebody else to roll Arcana. But you could certainly think logically, like Bryce
No.
would definitely be able to think, I'm not the most intuitive when it comes to magic. Maybe I could wake somebody that knows more about magic or about a different type of magic.
I don't know, but
I can't
don't
guarantee
know,
you.
like-
I'm just going to let Nemea roll Arcana, and if it's better than yours, give her more information. But if you want to wake her and ask questions, you're welcome to.
I don't want to. No, I don't want to. I don't want to wake her.
Okay.
No, no, I don't want to
So
wake
for
her.
a moment, you linger around the group.
I reach out to wake her up, and then I'm like, no.
You think better of it and return to your rounds.
Yeah.
The night goes generally unhindered, and the next day you all set out over your month period again and start searching for food, start reading a book, and what you guys variously do. Over this period, Vice doesn't talk of this to anyone. Though, Vice, if you want to after this, entirely up to you.
I do want to ask something. I can, please.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm gonna ask. Oh shit! Hang on one second. I've opened up my emails. I'd like to ask the group if anyone. I just want to. In fact, I'm just gonna say it. Hey guys, has anyone heard of like the Heart of Dawn?
The what?
Do
The
I?
Heart of
Have
Dawn.
I?
If anybody is unsure, feel free to roll history.
I probably won't, but fuck it, I'll do it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to think about. Think the Heart of Dawn.
Oh, fuck me, I do not know.
I don't really know.
I just
Oh
look
shit.
confused and my eyes start going like all wonky. I'm just like, what now?
Me have a memory? Question mark.
Words. So Lael with the nat 1, Nemea with the 11, and Livia with the 19. Okay.
It's me in that prison wall all over again.
Yeah, no, Lael, much like he says, just kind of shooting around, not really sure what he knows. Bear with me. Let's see what Nemea has. Nope. No. None of you have heard of the Heart of Dawn. You're all unsure as to what it potentially means. You have all seen the stone that... I think you've all seen it by now. The stone that Vice has.
Yeah.
Even the mayor, who was having her own sort of vision at the time, when you guys had beaten that, like, elven puzzle box place, has since seen it, I believe. So you guys think about the sort of strange things that Vice has come out with over the months that you guys have been together. I should probably find out how long it is you guys have actually been together at this point. We also need to do birthdays at some point, but I'll set that up for next
I
time.
wasn't done. I wanted to ask Max why.
Oh, go on.
Why?
I'm just gonna say I don't know. It's okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I just wanted to know if anyone. I don't know. I don't know. I genuinely don't know how to take what I just experienced.
That's fine.
I don't know how to take it. I don't know if it was just like a dream. I don't know if it was, if it was like something that had been kind of communicated to me telepathically. I don't know. I don't know how to say that. I don't even know if I want to talk to these guys about it right now.
It's entirely up to you.
Because I don't know. I'm not quite sure. So I just wanted to ask that question, to be honest, just to see if these guys know anything about it.
So as they said, they seem unsure as to the exact wording that you've used. This Heart of Dawn. You don't know what that. They don't know what that is, but they all look at you quizzically, and some of them are reminded of the fact that, if you're going to suddenly start asking anything strange and out of the blue, the other strange and out of the blue things about you would be the stone you have. So those thinking about it, who aren't Lael with their nat 1, the fact that he has this stone comes into your mind, but you can't see a connection. You haven't heard of the Heart Door. You don't know what that is, and ultimately you answer honestly. And Vice goes back to his own devices. You guys carry on travelling. Near the end of this month's travel, as you guys are still on the main road, you haven't passed anyone else, but the person you passed was about 2 weeks in. It's not uncommon to pass people on the road, but whilst this is a bustling continent, people tend to stick to major places. Travel is fraught with danger, and as a result, it's not done by most. So much so that you end up with places like Broker's Ridge, where people are gathering simply to get away from the dangers of travelling the roads. One thing that does happen, as you guys are reaching the end of this month period, is somebody... Well, there's a couple things, but I need to ask a question first. Who is on watch at this current point?
Me.
Okay. So, once again, you guys ferry the cart off the main road and about 30 minutes away from the main road so that you don't come into contact with any sort of untoward person. Generally, when you're setting up camp right next to the main road is kind of asking for a little bit of trouble. You're harder to find amongst the plains than you are exactly on the main road. If bandits are looking for somebody to sack, they'll be on the main road. So when you set up camp, you try to head out just a little bit, easy enough to come back to it. You definitely won't lose your way or anything like that. It just gives you that little bit of extra protection. And then obviously you're all taking turns keeping watch anyway. And this is only when you're resting the horse. Sometimes you take rest in the middle of the day when it's obviously easier to see out and the fear of attack is lower, just to rest the horse. And then sometimes you fully stop at night to properly sleep. So, at this point, You've moved off the main road. Livia, much like Vice of previous weeks, is circling the group, generally just spending some time keeping watch. It's her watch at this moment. However, nothing happens to Livia as she does this. Nemea,
Boring.
you seem to enter some sort of dream state.
Oh. Me.
Much like
Dream state.
what happened
Yeah,
to you
free flow.
previously before, you find yourself
Yeah.
amidst the stars.
Ah.
An endless expanse of space, just like when the fallen exile spoke to you once before.
It's a fancy way of saying the creepy place.
Suns burn in the distance millions of miles away, but they're still bright and blinding as they drift further away from you in the darkness, and eventually the darkness takes over, lit only by twinkling stars in the distance that are slowly fading one by one. You turn to face a voice of something thrashing, something or someone trying to break free of something. For a moment you feel caged and tethered by something that you don't understand. And as you finish trying to sort of thrash in this environment, you see trees. And you're on the ground, unlike before where you were seemingly standing on the nothingness of space. It looks similar to you as where your group has decided to camp for the night, and there's a rustling sound in the distance. It causes you to ready yourself, and you draw your quarterstaff and leave one hand free in case an eldritch blast might be necessary. You see a feral creature break from the bush in the distance, and it begins charging towards you. As it does, it gets larger and more ferocious and bares its rabid fangs, and it gets ready to launch an attack. You use that free hand to loose an eldritch blast, but nothing happens. As you try to extend this electronic, greenish, bright energy, it fades before anything's even really released. You feel caged again. The creature reaches you, launches with these rabid fangs wide open as if it's going to bite right into you, and dissipates into nothingness around you. Immediately, your perspective booms up into the sky once more, and you're rapidly taken from the ground up into space, much faster than you've ever travelled. It's close to the brief moments that you've experienced when you've teleported before, and once again you're amidst the stars. But this time the stars are falling. In the distance, instead of travelling further away from you slowly, they're shooting down. And you see beneath you, impossibly far away, and yet somehow you're able to take it in visually, these stars are impacting against the ground, causing huge craters and smashing out with a huge crescendo of sound, but it's mute. You're too far away, and all you have is the nothingness of space. You look down at the forest where you once stood, and you see the face of a man. Immediately you're brought right up against him. His eyes are shut. You don't recognize him. You've never seen him before. Somehow you feel as though you've known him your entire life. His face begins to rapidly decay, collapsing in on itself as blood seeps away and shows only bone, which eventually melts into dust, and a gust of wind blows the dust away. You feel something slipping through your fingers, and once more you feel trapped like you did before, except it's not you this time. You look down from your precipice in the stars. Bear with me. As everything crashes around you, the air goes cold, and you feel as though you're not even breathing, but you're not struggling for breath. Everything goes silent. You can't breathe. You're unable to make a sound. And you see now the one that's trapped isn't you, but it's your patron, the exile, the flowing being of light that gifted you your powers, and she's caged. You try to reach out, but you feel bound just as she is. Suddenly she's pulled miles away, out of view. The last impact of a star in the distance is heard miles away, not unlike the muted sound of Vice thunder waving underwater. And the night sky fades to black. You stand in space. Absolute nothingness surrounds you. On a platform of nothing. You look around and the floor gives way. You fall, but almost as if you're falling backwards. It's not as though it's fallen out beneath you. It's as if it's shifted, and you fall backwards into a free fall. The motion frees you of the bonds of feeling bound like the patron was when you looked at her. You catch your breath once more, and you're able to breathe again and make a sound. A sharp inhale wakes you as you realize you've been sweating heavily this whole time, and you wake up. Livia, I need you to roll perception to see how much of this you saw.
god.
Okay, now that was mad.
That was a
That
wild
was-
ride.
That was a mad ride, yeah.
Damn it. I'm having some.
I'm having some
Fever
psychedelic,
dream.
like, thieving, you know?
Everything.
That
Right.
box
Hold on.
had babies.
So,
I mean,
Livia, at some point as you searched for potential danger, you heard like a rustling and you instinctively began to draw the hilt of your weapon. You didn't turn it on because it can be a little bit loud, but you readied simply the hilt in your hand. And you realised that rustling noise wasn't coming from a bush at all, but it was back where the group was. There was a moment of panic as you thought something had somehow reached the group without you realising, and as you turn around, you just see Nemea sort of shifting and turning in her sleep. For a good while, she's kind of clearly having some kind of nightmare. You hear her breathing heavily as the sweat begins to flow. She's definitely not okay, and then suddenly she goes silent. And then starts to breathe heavily once more, and as she starts breathing heavily again, she wakes up. And you catch her eyes open as you're looking over at her. It takes a moment, but eventually she catches your gaze too. It's up to you two what either of you wants to do.
You alright?
Like, I mean,
I think I don't know what I just saw.
What?
I don't know. I might have just had a nightmare or a vision or something. I don't
Visions?
know.
You get visions? Is that you get visions?
I've had one before.
You've had visions before? What? The lottery? Oh wait, sorry, that's not
Before.
right.
Livia invents the lottery cannon.
you're a terrible person.
What happened in this vision?
Can I just I release?
Can you just give me that piece of paper so I can do that all again?
I can, it's written down. You relay the whole thing
Okay.
to Livia, somewhat broken and not exactly as you saw it, as you kind of
like,
struggle to remember.
stumbling and stuttering and
Yeah.
like.
Well, that is, yep, that's something.
It's not entirely abnormal to you, Livia, having followed Arella and been in the presence of at least a vision of Arella before. It doesn't sound beyond the realms of comprehension, but it's still fucking weird.
Fucking weird though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh. So what was your last vision like? Similar?
No, it wasn't
Ah.
like this
Mm.
before. This was much more terrifying, and I'm kind of scared that this is a bad omen. That maybe
Well, it's either it's psychological and means nothing, or it's an omen, as you say, or maybe it's more literal than that.
yeah, something that actually happened, maybe.
What is happening?
Yeah.
I don't know. How much do you know about this patron of yours?
It's less of what I know and like what I feel, that we're connected on a spiritual level. So I kind of feel what she feels rather than know about her. It's it's a different kind of connection.
Sounds like knowing about her is probably where you should start.
Yeah.
Once you know more about her, you can maybe perhaps decode this.
Yeah, I definitely want to do that.
I would suggest taking some notes
Yeah.
of what happened. You know, keep a note to yourself, because over
Yeah.
time things will change and morph, and regardless of how important or how literal it is, I feel like it's something you might want to keep a record of, especially if it happens again.
Yeah. That I should. I'll do that. I want to get on that right now, and I take out my my ink pen and bottle and my 12 sheets of parchment remaining, and I just start sprawlingly writing.
Take that, Josh.
Like.
Somebody makes notes. It's a brand new game.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Definitely.
So you write this
How
down.
many pieces of paper do I use?
One full side of parchment, and I will post
Okay.
in Discord exactly what happened as you write it down.
One sheet of nightmare
Oh, no.
vision.
There's a limit on 2,000 characters.
Nightmare
I won't be doing that.
vision.
But I can paste it as 2 separate messages, probably.
Yes.
Maybe not.
Characters, not words. So Nemea, it's in Tales of Bela'Dun.
Thank you very much.
Oh
Okay.
boy, Kovu's got some nice eyes. Okay.
I feel like I'm being
Right.
hit on by Max right now. I'm
No,
not
no,
sure
no,
it's-
no, not you, not you. I'm talking about. He's got some.
Not
some
you.
Crazy, he's got some crazy
Oh.
green eyes. I mean, do you have green eyes?
They
No,
change
he has
colour
blue
in the
eyes.
light.
They can be green if you want them to be, Max.
They can be green if you shine the light right enough.
Someone is doing fireworks outside.
It's probably some religious bullshit. All
How dare
bullshit.
you
Oh,
climb
sorry.
up
All religion is bullshit.
Yeah. It's true.
Anyway, enough about my personal views. As you guys continue to travel the road, having had this conversation, you eventually see a path where the road splits. It heads northerly from your current western approach, and you see a signpost. One way says Stalvin, the other way says Downwarden.
No, Stalvin. We have been trying to get to Stalvin for how long?
What's Downwarden? Has anyone heard of this place?
What's the place? What's the name of the place? Sorry.
The name of the
Downwarden.
place is Downwarden. What I will add is two things.
Is it on our map?
It is on your map. Firstly, the sign that points towards Stalvin says 2 months, and the sign that points towards Downwarden says 3 days.
We need to go and get food, man.
I see what the DM is doing.
Can I
see
have
what
you
the
all
GM
roll
What do you
history?
want,
I see
mate?
what he's doing. The
DM.
GM. I mean, sorry, I don't know what I'm talking
We
about.
don't
Sorry.
have the food.
Yeah.
I've been having a bunch
We
of
are
visions.
hungry and
I've
none
been
of you
having a
have
bunch of
rations.
visions over the last couple of days. Sorry, guys. But I feel like something, some sort of presence among us, like it's trying to.
Well,
trying
my
to
presence
drive
is
us-
my belly, and you guys have eaten all my food.
Wait, I caught some. What did I catch? Hang on.
You
What?
caught some
I
fish
caught
and
some
flipped
fish.
the
We ate
fuck
the
out of
fish.
them. Yeah.
I caught 5 fish. Yeah?
Olivia, that's
We ate that.
yeah,
Plus
that's eaten.
37. Jesus Christ.
She's
No, I know
should
what
not be
he's
plus
doing.
Wow.
37.
I mean, I feel like I'm going crazy, guys, but there's something inside me that's telling me that he's trying to make us go to Downwarden. Like,
I don't know what you're on about, but
it's
I am
something-
hungry.
No.
You guys ate all my fucking food.
I could easily
Dude,
hunt
it's 2 months.
away.
We cannot go 2 months with no rations.
I can hunt.
It's not enough.
Yeah.
We need rations.
You've been
I can
hunting
fish.
for the last 4 weeks, and
I
you've
can
only
fish.
been eating every other day. That's not
Mhm.
sustainable. We're going. End of discussion, children.
What I will say,
I agree with you.
what I will say, Lael, Nemea, and Vice, the people that have not got rations left over, you do feel like if you carried on in this vein, you would start to suffer points of exhaustion due to the lack of nutrition that you are consuming.
Of course we would. Of course we would.
I mean, honestly, I'd do that to you anyway. You know I would.
All right, Olivia.
Downwarden.
Okay.
Sounds like a
All right,
shitter.
Olivia.
Let's go.
All right,
I
Olivia. Okay,
A
cool.
very
Maybe.
apprehensive sigh and just
Do you
mumble
want
to myself
food?
more detours and then just
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, Stalvin can wait, right? I guess.
Dude, it's 2 months away.
We might as well. Okay, fine.
What's a week's
Fine.
detour?
You
3 days there,
win.
3 days
You
back.
win.
on.
All right.
let's
This is
just
you
go.
want to eat all my rations.
I
That's
feel
what
like
this
at
is
this
about.
point, saying that you're free to go wherever you want is slightly overshadowed by the fact that I keep offering reasons to go to Downwarden. But at the same time, you want to head on straight to Stalvin? You guys do that. Whether
No,
or
don't
not
do
you
that.
make
He wants
it
to exhaust you.
is another thing. I don't
No,
know.
it's okay. It's
No,
okay.
we're going
It's
to down-
like
We have no
How
food.
far can you go without eating? How long can you hold
it's
your
okay.
breath?
It's okay.
Do you
it's
even
okay.
have water?
It's okay.
Shut up.
Let. Why don't we just go to Downwarden? You know, it's scripted. Let's go.
We're going. I've already said we're going.
Hey,
it's scripted.
If you
It's
feel
clearly
like it's scripted, Vice, you
It's
go to
scripted.
Stalvin.
It's scripted.
It's
we'll
open.
Go to, we'll go,
You
we'll
go.
go to Downwarden.
I mean, you can go to
Stalvin,
Stalvin.
Vice.
I'm going
Go.
to this place to get food.
I want you to. Please go to Starvin.
Full of shit.
Who are you talking about, Josh? I mean, GM. I mean, yeah. Oh yeah, let's go, Stalvin. Fine. I mean, it's unanimous, right? Let's go.
Okay.
I actually need to.
Vice
I mean,
dies of
I've got.
dysentery.
Fuck off.
That sounds fair.
I've got plenty of gold to spend. I need to get some armor anyway. Let's go.
No, you fucking
that,
don't.
that was my choice. That was my choice, not yours. All right?
I'm glad you feel that way. I tried very hard.
It's sad that you feel that way.
But I do also now feel the need to point out that you really don't need to buy armor. You're wearing the slime heart armor.
I mean, no, not that, not armor. Sorry. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Other
You'll
stuff
find out.
that isn't armor
So-
stuff.
You'll find out later.
What I really mean is potatoes.
In true Frodo
Probably
style,
stuff I
you
could
keep
buy
your
along the way.
secrets.
Yeah, all I meant was potatoes and salmon.
Okay, so
Anyway,
Damn right.
they blah 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 blah. They will arrive
You're
at Starvin
distracted now.
exhausted from the little they've eaten. Is literally what I've written here, but we're skipping that
No.
because we've gone to Downwarden instead. Let me just plug my headset in.
Oh really?
That's a sentence that's in my session plan, but you didn't go to Starvin, you went to Downwarden. So here we are. Right. Getting to Downwarden will take 3 days.
Max feels cheated. His face, he's like, what?
Josh opens his other session plan that consists of them going to Downwarden. Okay, so over the 3 days, you guys travel as standard. Quick watches at night, not even really a full long rest at night because you're able to work the horse a little bit and carry on going. It takes about 3 days to get there. However, on the second day, I need everybody to roll perception. Lael, with advantage.
Perception.
Perception.
Disgrace.
Why did you say layout separately?
With advantage if you're Lael.
Oh, with
Five.
advantage.
Evil
Because
is
you
clear
recognise
on the sky.
what everyone who isn't the mayor is going to see. Boom.
Oh.
You recognise it very well.
Ooh.
So, Lael, you recognise a crow.
Oh.
One that you would almost swear you'd seen before. Vice and Livia,
A crow.
you see a bird. Fly weirdly close. A blackbird fly weirdly close to the cart. Lael, it lands close to you,
Someone doing the crow.
and it
impression.
appears to have something tied to its leg.
I will take what's tied to its leg out.
It immediately flies away.
But
What are you doing there with your birdie friend, eh?
You have successfully recovered what was tied to its leg.
thank God for that. Rolls nat
Can I
one.
tackle him?
I don't believe... I mean, you can certainly try, yeah.
No, I'm joking.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
I wish to look at what was on its leg. What
Okay.
Can I tackle him?
The note.
It's, yes, you can certainly try.
Do I have to roll for it?
Yeah, contested
What?
grapple check. So both of you roll strength. Flat
What?
strength.
I was joking.
No.
Yes,
No,
but Vice
I'm
wasn't.
joking. No,
Oh,
I'm
okay,
joking.
fair enough.
Oh,
Wasn't sure. Okay,
was very
cool. So Lael, as you turn away, roll sleight of hand.
I mean, yeah, fuck it, I'll turn away.
Can I tackle him?
Slightly. Just, I'm more like, you know...
Do you know what?
Slight-
Both of their passive perceptions are higher than that, and for once I'm going to use passive perception. Both of you, Livia and Vice, see
What?
Lael recover a small scripture of paper from the leg of this crow. The crow happily allows him to do this, and having recovered the script of paper, the crow flies away. Lael then begins to unfurl the paper somewhat in secret. You can't see the writing on it, but you can clearly see he's unfurling something. It's about 2 inches wide by about 10 inches long. Lael, you have a bit of paper. I will now whisper you what that bit of paper says.
Don't look.
I'm not looking. I've already looked away.
Just gonna
I'm not
rotate
gonna
the screen. Yeah, but then I'm gonna have to like spam the chat to make sure it doesn't appear for you. Like on the screen.
Yeah. I'm not looking. Not gonna load. Not 5.
Well, fuck me.
Oh, shit. Something just disconnected on my computer. Yeah. Here come the dots.
Just
What
getting
the, hell,
rid of.
what the hell is going on?
He's hiding the whisper from Lucy. Don't worry about it. It's all good.
She's right next to me, so I can't let her see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
okay.
that happens. You travel another day, happily enough. Adana is also being fed, which is why food is a issue. Livia,
Nobody confronted me about that.
you arrive here with 3 rations left over because everybody's generally sort of having to hunt and gather food. You've spent some rations, not wasting your time gathering, but you're feeding the horse, which you have a strange affinity for, given that you have no connection to this horse.
Don't know what you're on about. Yeah, Leo.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like to question people's, personal life, but you did just take a scroll off that there pigeon.
It was a raven or crow, whatever. Yes.
It's a great
Okay, so what's the deal? What's the deal?
I mean, you have to
saying?
accept
Man,
from,
this is
like, from
news
our
to
perspective,
you.
that is creepy. Birds just flew up out
There's
of
a bird?
nowhere, left you with
When
a
did
note.
this
You
happen?
took the note, and then just, he flew on by.
Do they remember the time that it flew to me before and gave me a gem?
I'm doing well, right, guys?
You are.
What time was that? Because
That was when we
no,
were
no.
on the way to Broker's Ridge.
I'm not sure that anybody noticed that enough to remember it. Put it that way.
No,
No,
we
no
didn't.
one
But what we did.
Oh, what are you on
we
about?
did
Whatever
do
just
is
happened there
notice-
with that damn bird was creepy.
Yeah, we are noticed whatever the hell
Mike,
just
you
happened.
saw it too, right?
They
I
noticed
I
this.
definitely saw us. I mean, I definitely saw this, Olivia. Like, Leo, come on. We've been along for the ride all this time now. Like, what was that? Tell us. Like, is there something that we need to know?
You in danger?
Ha.
Are you a spy? Do we have to?
Are you a mole?
He's
Are
a
you a
spy!
dirty,
That's
stinking
definitely
mole?
it! Oh, that makes so much sense.
It's for those damn scalebacks in Contessa, isn't it?
That's why he's so
Goddamn
creepy
scalers.
and sneaky all the time.
I mean,
Ah,
do you remember
who's
the bridge?
killed, eh?
Do you remember what happened at the
Have
bridge?
you killed people? Because
that
I'm not
we
okay
did?
with that. I'm
Yeah?
not all down for hanging around with an assassin.
You fucking around, like, instead of helping us? Hell
Mike,
are
he's
you?
an assassin! Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm
Without
passionate.
saying anything, Lael, it seems as though the group have successfully answered their own questions and just broken down into laughter as you say nothing.
Okay, but in all seriousness, what's with the fucking bird?
I just start crying because
Ooh.
of no. I'm kidding. Yeah.
Oh god.
About you cry. Come on.
I
A single tear.
Leo doesn't cry.
I couldn't tell you even if I wanted
just out of fear of the amount of accusations they've just shouted at me for no reason.
Accusations, they were reasonable assumptions. They are different.
They were facts.
Right. I'm just going to assume that you've just calmly asked what the note was for.
Oh, shut up, Max. I can't hear him. Max.
Facts! No goddamn facts, bro! Go on!
My favourite
Sorry.
part of this is that Max has, like, housemates.
And all I can hear is facts. Facts. Leo, come on now, bro.
Oh, Lord. They're cool. They're cool.
Okay, we're back in the room. We're back in
Both
the
my
room.
neighbors have moved out. I mean, I wonder why.
I mean, I
So, Lael looks
Okay.
wide-eyed and says rather than types.
I'm a thief. What
So,
does that even mean?
I'm a thief.
he steals things. That's
I
what
steal
thieves do.
things, and I get rewarded
Right.
in them by a contact that can speak with me telepathically.
Telepathically? That's a
Telepathically,
bird.
you mean
That
through
was
a
no,
bird?
that was a note. I saw that.
Yeah, totally normal.
Hello.
Okay,
Huh?
up until
I didn't
you
hear what
saying
you said.
telepathically, I believed you.
He recently had
I'm just
a
having you
telepathic
know,
message.
like, Vice, I'm just letting you know that people speaking in your head is a thing. Like, I know that that's happened in the past to people.
No, but there was clearly a bird who delivered the message. It's not telepathic,
It's not-
right?
Well, no.
It's not always telepathic, but
Okay.
Oh.
it
I
usually
see.
is.
So, like, I mean, like, look, we won't judge you, but if it's something that we need to be aware
But if we
about,
think we want to judge you
you know,
about
I'm just saying, if it's something that we need to be aware about, then please share. If it's genuinely about you being given a contract from someone else to steal something for them or whatever, then I don't really care. Okay,
Normally,
but if it is something.
I would get regular contracts just steal a ring or two or something and then just leave it for someone to pick up and then I get paid. Simple enough. This one's a bit more sketchy, so I don't really like it, and I don't know if I'm going to go through with it, but yeah. They've never really asked me to do this before, so...
Okay, is this something we need to be aware about?
Is it extortion? Money?
Is it something involving one of us?
It's me.
No, not at all.
Kill
You
the
guys
girl.
are fine.
Okay.
How
They
did you
won't...
fall into this kind of...
Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? Are you really asking that question, Livia?
I told
Yeah.
you before.
I mean,
Someone stole a ring from me.
So you started
I
stealing
wanted
from
to get
other
it
people?
back.
That's morally strange.
So, Leal, this...
because eventually it's still is one back.
You
I mean,
either...
the irony in this is interesting.
Oh,
You either get stole from or live long enough to become the stealer. No, to be fair, Leal, this is a contact that you had amidst your tribe.
Hmm?
Yeah.
This is a contact you had amidst your tribe
Got your other
prior,
Lucy's like, yeah.
prior
What?
to the ring you had stolen from you being stolen.
That's just because I know who the contact is. So
I'm confused on my own fucking backstory now.
Well, I'm
So
not.
this started
That's not even my
before.
backstory. It was the whole idea that I thought it was the fact that the ring gets stolen. And I'm like, oh, I need to get that back. Information comes through the thieves.
Yeah.
So I go there and then I get the contact.
Okay.
I wasn't aware that I had this contact the whole fucking time for some reason.
Yeah.
Hang on.
I don't know what my character gets up to.
Me too.
Is he mad?
I'm not gonna lie, Vice. I'm just saying, I'm getting mixed messages from Leo.
I am as well.
What? It's almost
honestly,
like 1
Leo,
minute he thinks that he
it's
knows
your
what's going on.
choice.
No, you know what? No, wait.
But-
Wait.
Wait.
You made this contact amidst your tribe, and you left your tribe relatively shortly after this ring being stolen, so it would only make sense that you had at least met this contact and discussed work prior to the loss of the ring you now seek.
Oh, so maybe it's both.
Whether or not you did
Maybe you
jobs for this
pursued it once
contact
you knew.
prior to the ring being stolen is up to you. But
Okay.
you would have at least met with them and discussed some sort of arrangement prior to that happening, because
Right.
like in your position prior to adventuring, you weren't worth a lot to this person. But now that you're out in the world, suddenly you're able to fulfill things that otherwise wouldn't have been asked of you.
I'm gonna wheel it back. I've just been asked how to get into this and everything. I'll just be like, I wasn't the most morally, morally good
Sound.
kid. I'm still a kid, but you know what I mean. Like, I wasn't the best person around, and eventually something got stolen from me, so I delved into the business a lot harder, took it a bit more serious, just to find.
Okay, so let's have a heart to heart here, because I'm older than you. I think no one knows. I'm just saying, darling, if you got a real big issue with the fact that someone stole something off you, like, and I get that they stole your mum's ring and all that's some real shit. But shit, and we are going to get that ring back. But to then retaliate by stealing other people's shit, like you're kind of doing to other people what they did to you. I feel like you should just simmer on that one a little bit.
Depends who I'm stealing from.
Well, technically, they're all exactly people like you. You're stealing important things from people. Like, if anything, you're kind of okaying what happened to you.
I mean, can
Yeah,
I ask?
Condoning it, almost, I feel.
Are you stealing from anyone who is directly connected to what to your theft, Leo?
The mother's ring theft.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
know. I just get the missives, as it were, and then I go and do the job.
The what?
The missives, the notes or the
Correct
telepathy
use of the word.
stuff.
Okay.
I get the mission. I go do the thing.
Okay,
That's
but these missions and whatever are telling you that these people are linked to the theft of your mother's ring. Is it mother's ring? Is that right?
Or is it just completely separate?
Feel free to
Oh,
ask
oh,
me.
Mostly
yeah.
a money thing. It's mostly just to get money. These are extra jobs that they give me so that I can, be good with them.
Okay.
I've known my contact for a long time. I feel like I owe her a lot, so
You
I
do
do
know
the
her
job.
name if you wanted to say it. It's up to you. You don't have to.
No.
Right. Well, yeah. What can I say? You know, that's your own business, I guess. I mean, the fact that you've disclosed what you've disclosed to us so far, but don't be stealing my shit. That's all I'm gonna say to you. All right? Don't
These
be stealing my
potatoes are
shit. All
mine!
right? That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say to you, Rogue.
I'm just gonna sigh and turn away because fuck it.
There you
I've
go.
got a problem with this
It's
guy.
with a slightly dejected and hurt look on my face. So
You guys can roll
I'm not-
insight if you want to roll insight.
Yeah, I'm
Like
gonna
you were
roll.
too mean.
I want to roll insight. Oh,
Yeah,
what was the
roll it.
other one? What, was it insight? What was the one about liars? Is it
Insight.
insight?
That's insight.
Okay, hold on.
Dude, man.
No,
Yeah,
it's
I
cool.
just.
Roll it. If you think you might be lying, roll insight. See what you think.
I just want to like confirm to Lael that like I'm not having a go at him. Like I don't want it to come across like I don't know maybe I'll read it bad, but I don't want it to come across like I'm having a go. It's much more of like a mothering tone. You know when your mum's like, disappointed in you, you should make better choices, darling. It's kind of like that.
Okay.
Well, okay. Well, and this is just off the record. This is not something that Leo knows. I still don't have full faith on him after that issue on the bridge, right? When he was just doing his own damn thing, all right? I still have
Is this
some.
the bridge
some
when you were
hatred.
just trying to cross the river?
No, it was when we were trying to ambush. It was when we were trying to ambush that.
Yes.
Yeah, right. And he was like doing
Again,
his
for
own
those
thing.
that I haven't done a recap yet, there was a moment where a big fight was going on. It was prefaced that the party, amidst various NPCs that they had allied with, would attack a convoy, and Lael chose that moment to split away from the group and seemingly carry out his own intentions in the distance, leaving them to fight the fight on their own for a while before he rejoined. So that's what Vice is referencing. That's fair enough. That's up to you, Vice.
Yeah.
In terms of
Yeah,
your
no,
insight
I'm
roll,
over it. I said I was over it and I meant it. Like I let it go.
No.
in
This
terms
is
of
more
your
from like a-
insight roll,
Yeah.
Vice, you are unsure as to whether or not Lael is lying, but he seems genuine in what he's saying, and he does seem potentially at least a little bit hurt by the implication that you would suggest he would potentially steal from you.
Well,
Whereas I'm like, it's like I've just found out my kid smokes. I'm just disappointed. Like I wanted
Okay.
better for them.
Exactly.
Okay. Right. Well, I don't do anything. I just walk off. Whatever.
I'm just crap. Meh.
I mean, you're all in the same car. If you walk off, you're going to go slower than the horse.
That was the best impression of you, right?
It was.
So basically, it's like this kind of weird version of a pirate.
Ulrich, I don't hate you in real life. Yeah, just be sure of that.
now that you're saying now I think you do.
Yeah.
No, I don't hate
That
you.
made
in real
it
life.
so much
Remember,
worse.
This is a character. I think you're a lying, dirty rogue. I mean,
love you, dude.
Vice is such an extreme from like
I know,
Max's
it's so
metagame
dumb.
knowledge to like Vice's in-game knowledge. There's a blur going on, is all I'm saying. Lael, presented with this information from Livia and Vice, not Max, do you do anything else, or do you simply turn away and continue on with your own devices?
Hood up, sad face, silence.
Standard, I like it. So,
Yep.
as the group continue on your cart, only one person, I'm going to guess Nemea given this argument, holding the reins of Adana, generally leading. I use the word argument lightly. You head on towards Downwarden. As you reach within a day, within half a day, within a few hours, within eyesight, you are brought to Downwarden. And I will now transport you there by the medium of having it set up on Roll20.
Ooh.
Cheap.
Quite nice.
where is it?
You know when you're a kid
see.
and you're driving in a car.
Wait, no, I know it's not coming up because I've got like half the
Hey,
screen.
there's
wait.
that fucking crow.
You know
There he
when
is.
you're a
That's
kid
him.
and you're in a car and you're like, horse. That's what I feel like.
Where? Wait, hang on. Where is?
Oh.
You might want
Josh,
to
I
reload
can't
your
see
Roll20,
it. I
but-
can't see it.
You are definitely on what you're supposed to be. Yeah, you're not split off as an individual character at any point.
Yeah,
maybe,
no,
maybe
it's,
re-roll Roll20, dude.
Yeah, hang on. I'm
And by
just
reroll, I mean
re-rolling it.
reload. Yeah, like
Yeah.
F5 that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, 1 second. I'm just doing.
So, this is nice. It'd be a shame if some terrible D&D shit happened to it. If only you knew. As you guys get close to the gates surrounding what appears to be Downwarden,
Yeah, it's loaded now. Yeah.
you're not
Thank
there
you
yet,
for that.
Nemea. You guys are closing in on it.
Smooth. When I get there,
You can see the gates in the distance, and you see somebody kind of just quietly meandering around the gates. They don't seem to be armed at this distance, from what you can tell. Roll perception, everyone.
boom, boom, boom,
Perception.
ba-da-ba-boom.
Disgrace.
He asked for perception the moment he came.
Hang on.
That tickled it. Like that one.
that tickles me every time. Come on
The
now.
hippo in the song is easily the best character.
He asked for trouble the
The
moment
moment
he
he
came.
came. Yeah.
Okay, so Vice, you're certain that this person, whoever they are, is unarmed. And as you notice this, you recognise as well that this is roughly a mid-aged tiefling. And he pegs it inside. He sees the group, he sees the four of you, and the horse, and the cart, and he runs inside.
Okay. Well, clearly we're not. People are not used to travelers, right?
I say gate as well. This is simply a wider opening in the wooden fence surrounding this village. There is no formal opening and closing gate. It is just a gap in what serves as a wall. It's a simple place, a simple village. You are travelling the main road, and this main road carries on happily into the village. You get close to the walls, where this character was once stood. He is long gone at this point. It's customary, you would know, to not simply drag a horse and cart all the way to the centre of a village. Are you guys hitching Adana and your cart at some point outside, or are you happy with it as it is? I really hope this Twitch stream is not just black, because if it is, I don't have a VOD for this.
A VOD?
Video on demand.
That's what that stands for. I'm getting through an ad, so I'll see if it's a black screen.
Please let me know, because I should have been recording it if it's just going to be black. There's not a whole lot I can do about it now, but here we are. I guess the recap will include this session. What are you guys doing? Somebody slowing down the cart? Who's driving it currently? Nemea would be the answer to
Currently
that.
driving the cart. They were arguing in the back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I want to look around to see if there's anyone I can talk to, please.
Yeah, sure, roll perception. Nemea, what are you doing as you close in on the entrance to this village?
16.
I wanna like hitch the.
Okay,
the
cool. So
cart
Nemea brings the cart to a slow canter and an eventual stop. Vice, as you look around at this point, you don't see anyone. Nobody seems to be patrolling these walls. There doesn't seem to be, cheers Ulrich, there doesn't seem to be any kind of formal guard in place.
Okay.
And Nemea, you slowly lead Adana and the cart in tow to a nearby small tree and hitch the ropes surrounding the horse's bridle, I'm not sure, to the tree, so that she can't go anywhere. Bridle, yeah? And you guys are free to do as you wish.
Can I look around to see if there's any kind of like, taverns or shops or anything? Where are they relative to where I am? Or
Yeah,
where we are?
from where you currently are, you can certainly see what appears to be a relatively bustling village inside. But from this distance, you would need to head in a little bit.
Okay, can I head in a little bit?
Yeah, sure. Are you doing so alone? Is anybody else joining Vice
I
in
mean,
this endeavor?
I'm just.
Stream, like I said, and I like wash my hands and face, and I'm just like,
Okay.
I just I just want to like sit for a second. I feel like we've had an arduous journey. I'm feeling like
it's certainly
hungry.
been a long one. Is anybody joining Vice in his venture inwards, or are you all generally sort of setting up face washing and whatnot? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
Normal stuff.
Smelly
please.
piece.
Ulrich?
I'll get a nice wash, but I'll sit slightly away from
Okay,
everyone.
cool. So as everybody sort of washes up, sets up on the river that runs outside of this place, which you assume is Downwarden, given the sign and how long you've travelled, Vice, you head on inside. A beep is heard, which is strange considering the nature
Sorry.
No one knows what
such
that
a
strange
village.
noise is.
I'm sorry. Like,
That's the
So-
noise sheep make.
it's all
Yeah.
it's all the riff-raff.
Beep.
Sorry.
There's a weird, slightly higher pitched bleating in the distance, and you head inside, Vice. You're immediately met by a middle-aged man who is a tiefling. And he comes up to you
Okay.
and he says, "Oh, hello. Can I help you? I can show you around. You have others? But please bring them all with you, and I will help you however you need. What do you need?"
Okay. Yes. Me
You're not there,
and my Huh?
Livia was talking, but she's not there.
Sevi was
okay.
talking actually.
She's not there.
Okay.
Either.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, hey, like, me and my comrades, we've traveled quite a long distance, and we're looking for somewhere that we can rest up for the evening, and we just want to know a little bit more as well about this town. Or is it a town or a village? Sorry.
Village.
We lack some of the amenities to be called like a larger town. I suppose this is a village. This would be a village. I can help you if you want to gather all your friends. I can show you around. I can take you to wherever you need to go. I'm sure you won't be staying long. You're not staying long, no?
Well, we're not quite sure just yet.
No. Perhaps even maybe just one night. And well, if you're looking for a place to stay, there's it's an unfortunate name. It's called the Come On Inn. You can go there. They have
Come
beds
On
for
Inn.
you, and if you're looking to buy things, then Tessa will help you. She runs a small shop. It's called Golden Territory, and I could show you where it is. But perhaps if you all gathered, then I could show you all at once, rather than having everybody just disappear off into different areas.
Okay, sorry. What the name of the tavern was Come On In, right? Okay, and the name
Yes,
of
as
the
I say,
what was
it's called the Come On In. It's yes.
is that COME or is that CUM? Sorry, the way you're saying it.
It's CUME. I'm not familiar with the other spelling.
Sorry.
It's meant to be welcoming.
Like,
Not sure we can provide the kind of place you're perhaps looking for.
Okay, wait.
But we can.
Blame Max, I like that.
Wait.
You're
Sorry.
dirty fucker, shut up.
It was just the way that you said it. Sorry. And what was the name of the other place? Sorry, was it Golden?
There's a merchant. Her name is Tessa. It's called Golden Territory, and it's a small shop that she runs. But I would much rather, if it's okay, if everybody gathered, I could maybe show you around in a small group, contained.
Okay.
And
Are you the mayor?
No. You're not there.
One second.
You're
Sorry, what was your name?
outside with the others.
No, what was your name? Sorry.
My name's Whisker.
Whisker. Okay,
So
Whisker. Okay. Just take a breath for a second. 1 second, yeah.
I'm perfectly good. I just, I like to help.
You sound a little
I'm-
flustered. I know. I appreciate that you're willing to help, but give us a
Not
second.
at all. I just want everybody to have a nice time, do what they need to do, move on. That's all.
Okay. No, I appreciate it. Thank you for letting us into your village.
Of
and all
course,
that.
gather your friends, bring them back. I'll.
Yeah. I
Hope
want
you
to
leave.
shout over to Livia. I'll be like, "Hey, Livia!"
Yeah.
As you
Oh,
shout
oh,
loudly,
yeah.
he's like, and you like shout this out to Olivia.
So,
Hello?
Livia, come
Oh,
over
hi,
here.
We've had
Hey.
some food,
Are the rest of you gathering along with Livia as I shout?
Yeah.
We all
If you
hear
can,
this.
get the other guys to come
You
along
don't
as
have
well.
to, but if you want to.
No, because obviously I've recognized the fact that little man Whisker right here, he wants us to get everyone together. So Namea and And Leo, like, guys, come over
Quite
here,
a group
man.
you have. There's several of you. Is that everyone?
Yeah, and we got a horse, but she's outside.
Yes. Let's keep her outside. We don't have the.
You don't like horses?
I mean, we just don't
Lovely.
have. We don't
Wait,
have
did
the
I come
space.
inside?
If you're willing to, currently, Vice is calling out to you and suggesting that you.
Yeah, I'd like to
join
go
him.
inside because these people seem to be tieflings, and so I'd like to go in.
He is a tiefling,
like-
certainly.
Hello, 'cause I
Yeah,
swear that-
Nemea, come talk to your people, man. Come on.
Yeah, I want to come in.
Come over here.
Oh, the tieflings! Hello.
You must know him, right? He's got horns like you. Gross. Nemea, as you.
Literally so fucking racist.
Nemea, as you approach with the rest of your party, he doesn't recognise you in any other way other than you seem to be one of a large group of people that seem to be entering the village. He's not a racist. He looks out at the four of you and is just like, "Oh, this is everyone. Yes, it's simply 4 of you, maybe."
I'll be back.
Oh yeah, 4. Yep.
Okay. As I said to your friend, who seems to be maybe just looking around a little bit, and he looks over at Vice, who just seems to be sort of like mindlessly looking around the village. If you're looking to stay, maybe less than one, but perhaps one night. There's an inn.
Dude, I think you got a stutter?
No. As I say, I'm just looking to help. No problems here. I'm happy to help you however you need.
You seem really nervous.
Not at all. Not nervous. Well, the inn, the come on in, it's that way, and he points in a direction towards what you would believe to be an inn. You see a sort of larger building amidst Downwarden.
Guys, I figured out what he is. He's one of those heralds. That's what he is.
I'm not sure I know what that is. And then if you want to go to the merchant, Tessa is her name, and it's called the Golden Territory. And he sort of moves his hands towards Vice as though he's already said this, and he points roughly where that is. He's like, so yes, everyone's having yes, everyone's having a lovely time. I'm going to go. You can go to the inn if you need to stay.
Where do we find you?
I live here. I tend my own field and I provide food for everyone. I could give you some food if you like. Whatever you need.
We could really do with food.
Excellent.
Like as in rations or like cooking us dinner?
Well, I mean, perhaps at the inn you would much prefer it there. Jem is your fellow. He can help you at the come on in. If you go over there, and if you need the merchant, Tess is your gal, and I will. Good day. And he turns and starts to leave, unless anybody wants to stop him for any reason.
That dude was wow.
He awkwardly but quickly leaves the 4 of you standing where you are. You have general directions as to the inn, which you can roughly see from here, and you have general directions as to the merchant, which you can roughly see from here. It's not a simple cart in a merchant's quarter like Aegis. It is instead a larger building that seems to be a shop entirely for trade. Good on you, Max. I am on the vodka.
Huh? What?
You know there's some left over in the fridge.
Oh, I'm yeah, it's this.
Oh, Chevet's Regal, not bad. Good whiskey.
It is. I love it. I haven't had it in a long time.
We're on the Ciroc. So what do you guys do? The 4 of you gathered in here. Whisker has abruptly left the 4 of you, having guided you to the inn and merchant's shop. You're free to do whatever you want. You don't have to go to these places. You go wherever you want.
I'd like to see if there's anywhere that has any gems.
Okay.
Can I see gems anywhere? Any like stalls or like
roll perception for me. It's going to be a low roll in terms of getting specific information, but a higher roll may get you better things. Okay. So as you look around, you see essentially the image that you have on roll 20. If these buildings aren't residential, they are enclosed. Nothing is out in the open. Everything seems to be not so much hidden away, but more sequestered within a building that you would need to enter. However, Whisker, though you didn't ask him any questions, didn't speak of a sort of trader of gems.
Okay.
Doesn't mean there isn't one.
Yeah. Could I have a little wander around the village?
Yeah? Are you guys
Just-
splitting up?
What? Yeah.
Given Lael's intent?
Yeah.
I'm
I'd
gonna
like
hiccup
to.
for a while as I drink vodka, don't mind me.
Yeah. I want to go off and look for someone that sells gems, and I also want to look for a new book and maybe a mentor. So I want to have a proper look around and
Okay.
see
Are you going
what
off alone?
who's in the village. Yeah. I'll go off alone.
Okay, cool. Lael, are you going off alone, or are you going with anyone else?
Yeah, I'm sulking, so I'm off.
Okay, fair enough. Livia
Yeah.
and Vice, what do you guys want to do?
Should we get some food?
Yeah, I actually want to eat, to be honest.
Where do you
Let's
go?
Okay.
go to the inn, bag some rooms, grab some food.
Yeah, I want to go. I want
No.
to find a market. I want to grab some stuff from there, and I also want to go and find. Can I ask Whisker where the is
He's
there
gone.
anywhere like an art? He's gone.
No,
He's gone.
what is it you want to say? There might be time.
Oh, I just wanted to know if there's any like armory or any.
Okay.
Oh, looks like Leo's the same thing.
Roll initiative for me.
Oh,
Actually,
he wants a. He wants like a.
yeah, roll initiative. We'll see how quick you are. Nah, he's
Not
gone.
overly.
He's like, oh no, he's gone.
He's gone. You weren't quick enough. As you were looking around the town, just generally trying to spy things, he kind of excused himself and hurriedly walked away. And as you turned back to be like, "Hey, is there a smithy?" He gone. However, you're free to look around.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll treat it as 3 groups. Why don't Livia or Vice? Who's going to roll initiative? Your choice, Livia or Vice?
Mate,
Livia
Go
it
on,
is.
Livia.
Livia roll initiative. Nemea roll
14.
initiative. Lael roll
Lael?
initiative.
11. Get rid of that turn order.
Lael with the 11.
Ah.
Nemea with the 5.
11.
Livia, 14. So
Yeah.
Livia, where are you guiding you and Vice? Are you first looking for a merchant selling food, or are you going to the inn?
we'll see if we can have a little mosey and see if we can find a merchant. But if
Yeah,
not, we
why
can
don't we
sort of
just go
head our
for a
way towards
wander?
the inn.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So you guys make your way over to the Golden Territory. It says so on a plaque affixed to the wall of what is essentially a simple trader's building. You head inside and you see a Dragonborn woman of about 25 to 35 years. She looks well enough, and she looks at you and just says, "Hello, is there anything I can get for you?"
Yeah.
I mean, what is this place?
You've simply entered what appears to be some sort of merchant's trader shop. It's called
Okay.
Golden Territory.
Okay.
Something that Whisker told you about.
Okay. Sorry. Carry
No worries.
on, Livia.
Do you sell food?
Not as my main source of
What's
products,
your
but I can
trade mainly in?
all sorts. If you're looking for something generic, I can get it for you. I can certainly provide some foods. I have little bits of everything.
So you're like a general store person.
Exactly. What is it you're looking for?
Food.
Well, I can get you some. How much are you looking
What,
to
do you have like
purchase?
rations or like, potatoes?
Well, if you're simply looking for ration packs, I can provide those.
Oh,
If
okay,
you're-
that's good.
If you're looking for maybe more general items, I can probably provide those as well.
Oh, okay.
How many packs of rations are you after?
Quite a few. We've got a couple of months travel, and there's 4 of us, so
Oh, quite a few.
you can do the math.
Yes, well, I mean, if you're looking to purchase everything I have in stock,
Potentially.
bear with me,
Okay.
and I will see how many I have.
Okay.
Mm.
Is there anything else that might pique your interest whilst I search the back room?
Not for me. Maybe for him. Vice?
She looks at you, Vice, and just says, "For you, sir?"
I'm gonna. Do you have any spices?
Spices?
Yeah. Yeah.
Perhaps I can certainly look.
Okay. Also, can you have a look to see if you have any? Oh gosh, what was it? Any rope and any? There was one other thing. Gosh, where did I write it down? Yeah, any rope, please. First of all.
Rope? Yes, I could provide you some rope. Are you looking for
Fishing poles? Or nets?
fishing? Okay. Well,
Oh yeah, of course.
it
Thank you.
seems what you're after
Olivia.
gets more eclectic the more you say. Well, let's start with the rations. She heads out the
That's
back.
a wise place to
okay.
start.
And she brings
Yes.
back 57 days worth of rations in a crate.
Mm.
She plops it down. She says, "This is everything that I have, all
57
portioned
days.
out to be a sufficient day's worth of rations. How many
How
would you look to
much?
purchase?"
Well, how much would you do as like a bundle?
Well,
Let's just say all of it.
it's 4 silver for 1 day. I can do you 3 days for 10 silver, with a bit
Okay.
of a bit of a saving.
You say
So,
4 silver.
how much
Sorry,
is that
4
in
silver
total?
1 day.
So
Well-
it's 3. How many did you say you had?
I have 57.
57. So if we divide that by 3,
Yes? Then you would have
Uh,
190 silver.
which is what, 19 gold?
That would be 19 gold. That's correct.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll give you 19 gold.
Excellent. And are you looking for?
Let's call it 20.
Well, thank
Wait,
you. Thank you
you
very
bought all
much.
57?
Yep, they're all mine, fucker. You're gonna starve.
Oh wait, man, I wanted some of that, Olivia. What the hell?
Well, you gotta pay me. They are 2 gold a day.
Well, if you give me a day or two, mister, I can peruse and acquire some more.
Well, it depends. I don't even. I'll be honest with you. I appreciate the offer, but I don't know how long we're going to be here for.
Of course.
Well, I'm covered for the month.
I bet you're covered. I bet you're covered. Your 57 days worth of rations.
I'm sure
Like,
you'll be
I'm-
moving on shortly.
Yeah.
You mentioned a need for rope. Could I ask, are you after a sturdy rope, or perhaps more of a ornate rope?
Oh no, we
something
definitely want a weak rope. Yep.
Yeah, just a week rope, please.
Max, what are you on about?
Well,
What do you mean?
if
Of
you
course
need,
I want a week rope. Like,
What a weak rope.
I don't want anything.
What the fuck is a weak rope?
well,
He's
if,
like, yes, I want a weak rope.
You don't know how much it's going to take, right?
if your intention is to perhaps climb or something of that nature, then I would suggest a sturdier rope. But if you simply wish
Okay.
to perhaps portion it and create some sort of garment, I'm not certain what your intentions are, then I could provide
No,
perhaps
I'll take.
a silken rope rather
I'll
than
take.
something made of hemp.
No, I'll take the sturdy rope. How much for the sturdy rope, please?
I can provide you 50 feet of hempen rope for 1 gold.
Wait, is that sturdy rope? Sorry,
That would be the sturdier material that I stock.
for one gold.
1 gold would provide you with 50 feet's worth of the rope.
Okay, yeah, that'll do. That's fine. Yeah, let me take that,
So
please.
1
Thank
gold
you.
gets you 50 feet hempen rope.
Hang on.
And then you mentioned need of a fishing pole.
Yeah, if you had like a fishing pole or a
I
net,
could perhaps
please.
provide you with a net or the string required to perhaps craft your own fishing pole. It's of your choosing. You could take both if they suited you.
I mean, I'll take both. How much for both?
I could provide you with the net for 1 gold, and I could provide you for the string, or with the string rather, for 3 silver. Would you like to take both?
1 gold for the what? Sorry, for the net.
For the net, yes. And 3 silver for enough string to provide you with a makeshift fishing pole if you were to provide the other items.
Yes, please.
I'm no craftsman myself. I couldn't craft it for you, I'm afraid.
No, it's okay. It's like I'm sure we can make it work. So,
Excellent.
1 gold and 3 silver. Yeah.
1 gold and 3 silver will buy you the net and 20 feet of fishing string. I'm no fisherman.
Okay. No, that's fine. No, that's fine. You don't sell armor or it? No.
Armor?
No. Bait is a good thing, actually.
Well, bait I could certainly sell you. I stock
what's your bait?
Various baits.
What are you saying over there, Libya? What are you saying?
I'm saying you don't have to fish, man. Like, come on.
Oh, wait, I was thinking about getting bait when we're out there. Okay.
Sure you were.
If you wanted to provide a gold, I could provide you with at least 5 uses of fishing bait.
Yeah.
Okay,
chuck that in. Yeah, we'll get take one of those.
Bait. Yeah, was it? Sorry.
Yeah. 5 uses of bait.
1 gold, 5 uses. I wish you all the best with converting the string into some sort of fishing pole.
Bowl?
Yeah, thank you.
Well, I think a pole would be more useful than a bowl, but I don't judge. Please.
Sorry. Do you know if there's anyone around here I can get like kind of armor from?
You mentioned armor. I would recommend the only smithy amidst this small village. It's called Precision and Care.
Precision and Care, huh?
Celebrim runs it. An elven fellow. Very nice gentleman.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
It's, if you head back to the main opening amidst the village, and then take a left, move for a moment, I'm sure you'll come across it. Follow the sounds of a large hammer being slammed down onto metal.
Okay.
Thank you for your guidance.
Of course, and if you need anything else before you leave, I'm sure you'll be heading out shortly, but if you do require anything before you go, I stock many things.
No, that's great. You haven't got any by any chance while we're here?
Any what, sorry?
Magical items?
Oh, well, I do stock some potions and the like. They run a slightly more expensive fee, but I could perhaps provide you with them if you have coin.
Well, yeah, I'm interested in what you have, if possible, please.
What sort of potion are you looking for?
I mean, ideally, I'm looking for something that will increase my defense or attack or something like that.
Well, let me see what I have. A moment, if you don't mind.
Let me go into the back.
She heads into the back room.
No! You know what? I would never have guessed.
Timing as well.
I could perhaps provide you with a potion that would make you invisible to your opponent. Other than that, I could provide you with a potion that would make you somewhat hardier to types of damage. Entirely your choice, though one does run a slightly higher price than the other.
How expensive are they?
If you were looking for the one that would obscure you entirely, we would be talking in the realms of about 2,000 gold.
Blood clot! I mean, I'm
However,
gonna just walk out. I'm just gonna walk out.
Okay.
I'm not even gonna leave.
You leave, and she's just like, oh. She looks at you, Livia, and just says, perhaps too rich for his blood. You, miss, if you were interested in a potion that would make you somewhat resistant, that would be in the realm of 500 gold.
Wait, hang on a minute. What the fuck?
You know what?
You are not here, Vice. You walked out.
I have just remembered that I'm going to take up alchemy. And I'm going to have a
excellent
go at making them
endeavour.
myself. You know? I think that would be great.
I wish you all the best.
Oh, thanks. My friends might be back tomorrow for some more rations. So if you could get any more, that would be fabulous.
I will see what I can uncover, though I wouldn't advise staying long.
Oh, really? Why not?
It's, I would like to say more on the subject. Please, good day.
Is it safe? We don't want to say if it's unsafe.
Certainly, yes. No, there's nothing unsafe in the surrounding area. Just, that's all. Good day.
Oh, do you have any root vegetables?
Not about my current stock, I'm afraid.
Is there anyone that would, like a farmer that would sell, root vegetables?
There's a certain
really
amount
good.
of farmland you might deal with the residents of Downwarden, but nothing I would stock, I'm afraid. Again, all the best to you.
Ta-da! I'm gonna leave.
Okay.
I want to
So,
say to Olivia, the cheek of that guy trying to charge me
guy?
like how much?
That was a
2,000?
woman.
I mean, a woman. I mean, that woman trying to sell me 2,000
Potions are
gold.
expensive!
Honestly, I don't know what it is, but
Also,
it's something.
she let slip that something is dodgy about this place. I smelt it in the air when we walked through that gate, I'm telling you, with that creepy
What
dude.
do you mean? What's wrong?
She said something about, just don't stay too long. And I was like, oh, why? And she was like, oh, I don't want to say, nothing, everything's fine. And I was like, right, yeah, because that makes sense. And it's something about, here's safe.
Is
I was
what?
like, here is safe. I don't know, I feel like something dangerous or something is around.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, I'm gonna. Can you give me a second?
Can I give you a second?
Yeah. Can you give me a second? And then,
Yep.
GM, I want to go back in there.
Oh, dear Lord. Right?
Right.
okay.
Wait. And I want to go up to this woman,
Mhm.
and I want to cast a suggestion on them and say, "Tell me what it is that's not safe about staying here."
Okay.
Why are you going like this? Like it's stupid. Like I want to know what the deal is about this place, right?
But she just said this place is safe.
Is safe. Oh, didn't
What's your spell save DC?
no wait, didn't you say there was something wrong with staying here?
Vice, you have gone back in,
Around
you have
here.
cast this spell, you have left Livia outside. What is your spell save DC?
Got boost, man.
It's
Got
15.
ghosted.
It's 15.
15, okay. So you head back in. This person turns to you. Did you guys catch her name?
Yeah, I did not write it down.
What catch her name?
Yeah, did you get her name? Because nobody asked her
no,
name,
no,
but
nobody
you weren't
asked-
told
no,
her name
'cause-
previously, that's fine.
No.
You head
no,
back in, she
she's
comes
just-
back
she's-
out, and she goes, oh, is there anything else I can help you with? And you say, tell me what is wrong with this village. And then you cast a spell. She fails the save. And she looks at you with a glazed over look.
I really hope this works, because otherwise it's just, I'm gonna wet
And
myself.
as she looks at you, she says, not everything is what it once was. I would recommend that you leave as quickly as possible. And suddenly she, shakes back into consciousness and looks at you and doesn't really know what she said previously. And she's like, good day. Good day to you. I have things to attend to, if you wouldn't mind. And she motions towards the door.
Wait a minute. I want to leave. I'm going to look at her and be okay. I'm going to leave. Right? Okay. I'm going to go outside and say...
What did you do?
I swear
Please
she
tell me you
said-
did not hit that woman.
I swear she said the same thing to you that she said to me.
What did she say? You maniac! I didn't even finish telling you the story!
I
You running like a bull! Like, what did you even do in there? Like, you just went in and was
I
like...
swear she said. I swear she said. Like, she told me that not everything was once was, and she recommends that we.
mean?
And she recommends that we leave.
Oh,
Possible.
so she told you what she told me! Right, we need to have a discussion about your decision. You know what? You have some questionable decisions. You contact your friend.
I thought she was going to tell me more.
Oh,
like why?
Because you're such a friendly face, especially when you storm through the room and you demand what's going on. She's going to open up.
Well, no, I cast a suggestion. I thought she was going to tell me more.
Oh, you cast a spell, even better. She went in and bewitched her and learned nothing.
Get out of here, man! Get out of here! Get out of here! You know what?
Moving on from you two, as you have this discussion back and forth, Lael, I believe you were looking for some sort of smith.
Yes.
Roll perception for me, please.
Okie dokie.
Oh Lord!
Okay. It takes you some time, but eventually you hear the clanging of metal on metal, and you recognize this to be likely the sounds of a smithy. You head towards that direction, and much like what was previously mentioned to those that you weren't nearby at the time, you see a sign that says precision and care. However, care is spelt K-H-E-R. I need you to roll history for me.
Fair enough. Just remind me of Caremore, and if it was K-A-E-R. I think that's how it was spelled in Witcher.
Yeah, this isn't a Witcher thing.
Yeah.
This is a me thing.
Sorry, it was history you wanted me to
History,
do.
please, yes.
Yeah. Hey, that's a decent roll this time.
You remember talk of various metals being created that were specific to a certain type of process. One for elves and one for dwarves, and the processes were very different, but yielded similar strengths of results. You remember one of those being called something. You don't remember what, but just seeing K-H-E-R instead of C-A-R-E reminds you that whatever that material is called, you're pretty sure it starts care something, K-H-E-R something. You don't remember what.
Okay.
And you're close to this smithy. You can head in if you want to.
I shall.
Okay. So as you go inside, you see an elven fellow. He looks perfectly middle-aged as far as you're concerned. He looks roughly your age, despite his years. And he turns to you and says, "Hello. Is there something I can do for you?"
Yeah, I have... Basically, my blade's been messed up.
Produce it if you would. And he looks bored at the conversation already.
I pull it out and I hand it towards him and I say, like, I have two options. Either repair this or replace it.
Oh, I see. What have you been getting up to? You have ruined this, perhaps even beyond repair. And he kind of tries to reach out to take it from you.
I willingly let him take it.
He takes it and begins inspecting it closer on the anvil. You see him reach for like a spyglass, or like a small spyglass, and he leans in close on it and he's like, "Dear boy, have you been swiping this at pools of acid? What's gone on with this weapon?"
Acidic slime. I guess
Slime?
that's the best way to put it. Creatures in a...
You
in a
tried
dungeon.
to slash at a slime, did you?
Sorry.
Punching it. I'm not really a magic sort of person, so...
No, many who frequent this place aren't. I can repair this for you. It's not without cost.
How much?
Well, let me think. A new blade of this type wouldn't be worth much, I suppose. Let me see what stock I have. Perhaps it's easier for me to simply replace the item. Does it hold some sort of sentimental value to you?
Not really. That's why I was thinking one of the two options. I just see what's better in the long run.
Just for my sake, is this a short sword?
I believe this is your.
I think it's a long.
God.
Oh, it is a
damn.
short sword.
Don't you
Yeah.
have a short sword and a dagger?
Yeah, I have a short sword and a dagger. I was thinking of the stick that turns into a long sword.
Yeah, that's
but
a magical item. That's something else.
Yeah. I got a
So he
short-
goes into the back and he produces what is essentially the exact same short sword, and he just reaches it out to you and says, "This will serve basically the same purpose, though I don't know how long for. 10 gold for the new one. If you would like a repair, I could do it for 7. It'll take a day. You'd need to come back."
How much would it be for a blade that's slightly better in quality?
Oh, I
That could last
see.
a lot longer.
Branching out, are we?
Hmm.
Well, let me have a look.
Oh, Lord.
Going to need to open a new handout for that. I don't know that this has just +1 weapons on it. Nope, don't do that. Don't do that. Oh, okay, cool. Quite a bit more than a simple standard weapon. You don't look as though you might have the gold. Are you sure that something of more adept in nature is fit for you?
Give me a price and we'll see.
Seen many
Probably
a
not.
battle, have you?
Many, not really a lot, I'd say.
Well, I have this, and he goes into the back and produces a far more ornate sword. It doesn't have any magical nature, but it has inscription along the blade, and it's a curved elven blade. Very fancy. It's like Legolas has 2 swords in Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
It looks like one of Legolas's swords.
Let's have a quick Google.
They're fancy, with like a elongated wooden hilt, very curved.
Hmm.
You can buy them in real life. They're not that expensive in real life, but they're expensive here.
Okay, that's a totally different sword.
That's the wrong one, because this one kind of curved.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not that curved looking at them. The
Might
hilt
be
is more
bow.
curved than anything else.
Not
They
sure.
kind of have a gold kind of thing along the blade.
Bow.
And then they go to
Yeah.
like a silvery section where you can see the blade a bit more. The hilt is like a golden wooden colour. And he produces what is exactly one of those blades, essentially. And he says to you,
Sorry.
it's a Velven design. 500 gold.
Slime, man.
500.
He looks away as he says it, as though that's an amount that you would never be able to comprehend, let alone afford. And immediately begins sliding it back into the fancy, ornate scabbard, gold embroidered on brown leather, and starts putting it back on a shelf in this room rather than in the back room, so that you can still see it and appreciate what you can't afford. He looks at it as he looks back at you and just says, "So, simply the repair, is it?"
Is there anything I could trade? Or
Well,
some sort of
certainly.
business
What do you
I could
have?
trade? I just sort of sigh, pick out a small ornate dagger that I have, and realise that it's pretty useless. And I sort of follow that with like,
Is this ornate dagger your ebony dagger?
no, the ornate dagger that I stole,
Oh, you stole an ornate dagger? I don't remember that, but fair
the
enough.
one with 3 obsidian gems in it.
Ah,
It's not
yes, okay. He looks over it. How much is it worth? Did I give you a cost at the time?
You gave me a cost of the obsidian gems, I'm pretty sure, because it just says 10G next to it.
But there's
feel like
3,
that was
right?
the
Was there more
gems.
than 1? Or was that the collective price?
I don't remember. It's that long ago.
Okay, let me have a look for obsidian.
I feel like it was 10G per obsidian gem or something. Maybe? Or it might have been collective price. I don't remember. It might just be the collective price
Oh,
of the dagger.
obsidian, 10G. So if they're full gems, you're looking at a dagger that's worth 30 gold for each gem, plus a further 2 gold. So that dagger's worth about 32 gold. He looks it over and just says, well, I can see they've spent some time on the hilt, but they've not done much for the blade itself, have they? And he looks at you to kind of see what you know of this dagger as you present it to him.
I look a bit closer at it, and I'm just like, I guess they haven't.
Hmm.
And then just sort of plop it
Well, I
back.
suppose, given the inlay, I could offer you a bit of a discount. 480.
Oh, Lord.
Do you have any work that I could do for it?
No, my dear boy, I carry out my own work. I wouldn't trust your skills.
Meant to be. It's just not meant to be.
It's never meant to be.
It's-
If you'd like the repair, I could happily carry it out for you.
Yeah.
It would take me a matter of hours, and I could have it back for you later in the day. I assume you're staying at the inn, though I imagine not for long.
Yeah. I plopped the what was it, gold down.
7 gold for the repair, or if you would prefer, I can simply provide you a replacement now for 10.
Mm, yeah, I'll plop down the 10.
Excellent, here you go. And he passes you off a very simple short sword that looks like he made it whilst really not paying attention at all. It's well made, but basic.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Take away that -1. Yeah. There we go.
Yes,
Well,
you no
thank-
longer have the penalty to having a slime acidly fucked up blade that you had previously.
Mhm. I just sort of sigh and just like, yeah, thanks, and then I go.
Good day. And he turns around, takes the far more ornate Legolas star sword from the wall and returns it to the back room as you see him heading in there as you leave.
I feel like you're deliberately making cool swords to just dick with me. Every time I come into one,
They have a price separate to my thing. I mean, you amongst the group, you guys could probably afford that, and it would have the benefits it has.
They don't want to buy a sword for me. They hate me.
Well, that's up to them and you.
As far as
Nemea.
Legal's concerned.
Yeah, that's probably true. Nemea, where were you heading?
I was wandering around. I wanted to see if there was 3 options that I'm looking for.
Okay.
I'm looking to see if there's anywhere that would sell gems. I was also looking for a new book that I could learn, like an apprentice book on enchanting. And then I was also seeing if there was a mentor anywhere. So I'm generally just walking around and seeing what
Okay.
magical things seem to be going on here.
So
It's not a lot.
spend some time, the same sort of time as everyone else, just sort of generally walking the village.
Yeah.
And as you do, you're approached by a older woman, human, and she comes up to you and just says, "Hello, you're new to town."
Yes, we are. We'd running out of rations, and we just needed a place to stay. We won't be
I
any
see.
trouble.
Simply stopped by. You should be my guest tonight. I will hold a dinner for everyone.
Really? That's so kind. Are you sure?
Of course, you are new to Downwarden. I would like to introduce you properly.
That would be very kind. Thank you.
I would love to offer a place for you to stay, but I do not have it, unfortunately. You can stay at the local inn. But
Yeah.
before you do, you will be my welcome guest.
Muchas gracias.
What the fuck did you just say?
I'd like that. I'd like to know a bit more about the
Is that your
village.
Spanish influence there, Josh?
Not intentionally. What did you say you were looking for?
I'd just like to know more about the village. I'm seeing if there's anything kind of magical here. I'm
Magical?
looking for either gems or I'd like to
Oh,
find
no,
a
we-
enchanting teacher ideally, but
We do not have anything like that. We are a simple, small village. I have run it for a small time since my husband has been away.
so you know of no one that would sell, say, gems
We have a merchant who sells many things, but I do not know if she sells gems.
Okay.
Please, you will go there. And she puts her hand around you and kind of leads you towards where, like, in the direction of where the merchant is. And she says, it is this way. If you head that way for a while, you will find it. Be sure to come back to the main hall. And she points out at a bigger building in the distance that you recognize as probably one of the biggest buildings in the village. She says, I am the mayor here. I have not been for a long time, but I am acting for my husband, and if you need any help or a welcome, you are more than welcome to attend the dinner tonight, and I hope that you will find what you need at the merchant's.
Thank you very much. I'll tell the other people that have journeyed with me to come to the Great Hall with me. Thank you. I'm gonna go off now to the merchant.
Excellent. I will see you all here later today. How many of there are you?
There are 4 of us in total, including me.
Perfect. I will set the table for 4.
Oh, thank you.
And she kind of like bows out and heads back to what appears to be the main hall.
Okay. I want to go and find this merchant.
Okay. So you approach a building where you see Livia and Vice having a relatively loud argument outside it. And you see on the plaque outside the building it says Golden Territory. But you can see Vice and Livia arguing much before you see that.
Hey, guys!
Oh, hey!
I hope you're not causing any trouble in the village. I've just spoken to the mayor.
Some of us aren't.
Oh god.
Some of us
Gosh.
might be storming in and demanding things of people and throwing around magic spells like it's no one's business, but there you go.
You know what? I don't want to talk about this, okay?
What
No
a
matter-
coincidence.
no matter what, sorry, continue, please.
Well, you'd best behave yourselves because I've just got a seat in the Great Hall tonight. So,
What?
You
What's
know,
Great
you know
Hall?
what?
yeah, I've just spoken with the mayor, and she'd like to give us a warm meal tonight. And
You met some random woman in the street and she invited you over for dinner and you said, did your
in
mother
the
never tell
hall,
you don't
in
take
the Great
sweets
Hall.
off a
She's
stranger?
the mayor of the village. She seemed
Hmm.
kind.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
How do we know
Did you find a
she's the
Smithy?
mayor?
Well, I'm
Kind of
assuming
spoke
she
at the
told
same
us she
time
was the
then.
mayor.
We're all speaking at the same time. What's happening?
Go on, Livia. Speak.
He said, how do you know she's the mayor? And I said, well, I assume she told her she was the mayor. And 2,
Yeah.
did you find a smithy?
No, Lael went to find a smithy.
Oh.
So in whatever direction he went.
You don't know that.
Of course,
yeah, I
of
mean,
course, of
they know
course
that
he
you were
went
going in that
off.
direction,
Yeah.
roughly.
Weird
Kind of.
friend.
It depends what you said, I guess, leaving, but
Regardless, that shop back there called whatever it is with the woman, she sells a bunch of random stuff, so she might have something you're after.
Oh, thanks. I'm gonna go in. So see you guys later. Go that way.
do you two want to do anything else as you have this conversation?
Yeah, I would like to just walk away and try and find a the smithy. Would the smithy do things like armor and anything else? Not
Traditionally,
just
a
weapons?
blacksmith would make weapons and armor.
Okay, cool. Can I? No, I mean, I don't think. Sorry, do you want to come along? Sorry.
Yes, please, darling.
Okay. All right. Let's skip down the road.
Nemea, as you head inside, you're met by the same. Bear with me. You're met by the same Dragonborn woman that the other two were, mental as they are. And she comes out to you and she says, "Hello. Is there anything I can do for you?"
I hope so. I'm looking at
Okay.
Matt. Vice, I can hear you
Sorry.
from down the street.
Everyone can hear him.
I was wondering, you seem to have lots of odds and ends. I was wondering if you have any enchanting books Or any gems or gem
Oh,
dust?
those are quite specific items.
Yeah.
I'm afraid I don't.
Oh.
I believe I might have one gem. Let me
Oh.
have a quick look. She
Okay.
goes into the back. You hear her kind of move around quite a lot of items, and she comes back out with a green orb of some description, and she produces it to you and just says, "I believe this is a small piece of jade, though it's worth quite a few pennies.
How much?
100 gold, I'm told. I could sell it to you for a little bit under. I don't mind. I didn't pay that much. Came across it from a friend of mine who was passing through. I could do it for 90, if that suits you."
Outside of character, how many like pieces of gem dust would this give me?
You know through your profession that you can
Yeah.
convert a single gem into 3 uses of gem dust. However, later on down your line of your profession, a third of a gem dust rather, is not enough to carry out a enchant. So for the student level enchant, a third of a gem dust will suffice, but from an
Yeah.
apprentice level enchant onwards, you're using entire gems for one enchant.
Basically, the gem doesn't matter. It's always.
The gem is
Yeah.
irrelevant, yeah. It's
Okay,
mostly
I didn't know
irrelevant.
if the more expensive one would give me more like
It
usage.
won't. You can simply convert it into dust. So, like, less expensive gems are more in your interest.
Yeah, I'm not interested in this gem. It's
That's
far
fine.
too expensive for me
I'm sure
personally.
I'll find somebody down the road that's looking
Yeah.
to buy.
Definitely.
Is there anything else you might be interested in?
I was wondering if you have any maybe pendants or little hair jewels or something
Hair?
pretty. Do you have anything like pretty, like a hairpin or
Jewelry.
A hairpin, I see.
yeah, something pretty.
Yes, I could provide you with, well, if you're looking for a pendant, I could provide you with a few, actually. And a simple hairpin. I believe I have one. She reaches underneath the counter and produces a hairpin and 3 pendants that are on a simple, fine, thin golden chain. One of them, they all seem to have logos, if you like, or little symbols on the end of the chain made out of gold. Two of them are gold. One of them is completely black. The hairpin is like a simple silver hairpin. For the hairpin,
What, like this one?
more ornate and larger than that, and made of silver. But yeah, basically that. The hairpin I could sell you for 3 silver. It's relatively simple in its nature, and she points out to it.
Yeah, I'll take that. That's lovely.
Excellent. If you're looking for one of these pendants, how familiar are you with the gods?
Should I roll history for this?
You can roll. I'm pretty sure there's something for
Or
the
religion?
gods. Religion, yes. There you go.
Religion?
Yeah,
Okay.
roll religion, please.
16.
Okay.
Good.
So she shows you 3 gems on the end. Well, they're not gems; they're pendants on the end of chains. The 2 gold chains have pendants. One that you recognise as the symbol of Zeni, the goddess of luck.
Okay.
One that you recognise as the symbol of Aurora, the goddess of beauty. And the black one you recognise as the god of death, Thanatos.
Oh.
I will draw them quickly on this. So Zeni is like this. This is going to be a shit drawing, but there we go.
Okay, we'll get the gist of it.
So that's Zeni.
Okay, on a gold chain.
Yeah, that's gold. Then you have Aurora, which is like this. Yeah, terrible writing there. And then you have Thanatos, which is like this. You recognize all three symbols as the goddess of luck, the goddess of beauty, and the god of death.
Okay. How much would one of these pendants be?
They're quite ornate in design. I could offer you either of the gold pendants for a simple 15 gold. The symbol of Thanatos is made out of a slightly rarer material and would run you 35 gold.
I'd like the amulet of Zenny, please. The gold one.
Excellent. Do you have the coin?
I do indeed.
20,
And
I
I would
said,
like
right?
silver hat. Yes.
15.
15.
15, did I say? Sorry, 15 and 25 for Thanatos, is that right?
15
Yeah.
and 35.
15 and 35, sorry, my memory's trash. There you go. Yeah, so you pay the 15 gold. She hands you the symbol of Zenny on a chain.
I want the hairpin as well.
Yep, so 3 silver for the hairpin. Simple
Yep.
silver hairpin. Slightly fatter than your average, like, person's hairpin.
Okay. So 15.
It's
What's
like,
going on
it's
there?
between a hair clip and a hairpin, essentially.
83.
83.
That's,
How
that's
much,
15 gold and 3 silver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How much is 1 gold to like silver?
10. 10
Okay.
silver is a gold, 10 gold is a plat.
Okay, then I'll take it to 82 and give myself. That's 10 gold, and then it was
3
3,
silver for the pin.
so I'd have 7 silver left.
That's cool.
Okay.
So you provide her the gold, she provides you the change, and she looks at you and she says, "A very wise purchase. There are many who believe that Zenny may bring them luck. I hope she does for you."
Thank you. I hope you're lucky here too with your little business and your little quiet village. Good luck to you.
I do okay. Everything's fine.
Good. And now I'm going to leave because I want to go find Lael and everyone and go and eat for the very cool. I'm hungry.
I don't know what it is, but good day.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
You turn and leave. No, not the mayor. Livia and Vice, where were you guys going next?
We're going to try and find a smithy.
Oh, okay. So as Lael leaves the smithy, you guys come across him on the road, generally following the sounds of metal on metal. You cross him far before the smithy.
Okay. Well, I'll just ask him as we go past. Is the smithy that way?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. If Nemea's at blah 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 shop, can't remember what it's called. And she said something about we're meant to be all meeting the mayor for dinner. I don't know. She didn't talk a lot of sense, but maybe we meet you guys at the inn later.
Cool. Yeah. And I'll
Okay.
keep walking and head towards that shop.
He's still hood up, not particularly
Yeah.
responsive.
Yeah.
Okay. So to cut a longer story short,
Yeah, I was
well,
gonna say.
Lael, what do you want to do at the shop?
Just want to browse, see what things are there.
Okay.
I feel like
You bump
I'm
into the mayor.
looking for
There's a plethora of various things. Do you want to think about what you're looking for, or do you know?
Yeah, I want to think about it.
Okay. Vice and Livia, what do you guys want to do at the smithy?
I want to ask the man to fix my armor, or has he got new armor? Because made me weak as shit.
Oh, I see. You friends with that other gentleman, are you?
Yeah, slime fest. Fucking armor fucker.
I see. Quite the vocabulary you have there as well.
Oh, sorry, I'll speak much better for you. Do you have anything that you could possibly do to repair it or replace it with?
Let's see. And he kind of looks you up and down. Doesn't
Do you need
like.
me to take it off for you to see it
Doesn't
properly?
particularly like the mockery and looks you up and down. What kind of heavy armor are you wearing? Splint mail, right?
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
I'm gonna need a
Chainmail.
confirmation. Chainmail. Okay, so you were 16. No, you can't have been
No,
because
I was
you're
18.
currently now
I've lost
16. Didn't you lose 2?
Yeah, I was 18.
So then plate mail is what you had.
Maybe I wrote it down wrong.
18.
Oh, and I have a shield.
Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah, the shield gives me
your shield
plus
didn't get
2.
fucked. So the shield
No.
gives you +2. Yeah, so you've got chainmail. That's right. Cool. So he looks at it and is just like, You don't take very good care of it, do you?
I mean, I try, but I mean, I could do better.
Perhaps a lesson in maintenance wouldn't go amiss.
I mean, I'll take one.
Or do you have
Max,
the coin?
you're on mute. Yeah, Max, you're on mute. In Discord, you're on mute. There we go.
Hello?
There
Hello.
we go. We got you.
I saw your mouth moving, and I was like, no, can't hear him.
Oh, okay.
I'll take a lesson if you're offering.
Well, if the coin is there, I'm sure I could provide you with something that would be of use.
Sure. Are you able to fix it, or do you have anything I could replace it with? Because, being out in the wild is quite dangerous, so...
Yes, I hear venturing from the roads is quite fraught with danger. Well, I suppose, much like your friend, I could do one or the other.
Okay. What would the cost be and the time involved? Obviously, I appreciate if you're gonna repair it, you would need it for some time.
Yes, well, if you're looking for something brand new, then I could provide that for you instantly. And he gestures towards a rack in the corner of the room that has heavy chainmail on it. It looks slightly better put together than the chainmail you're wearing, but otherwise fits the same sort of deal.
How much does this one cost?
Bear with me a moment.
No.
I mean, you're really gonna have to. I'm just not at my computer, you know.
Where are you?
I'm sorry, what? What's a computer?
Canon.
That would be a pretty big cannon to, introduce. Okay, so... Well, if you're simply after a replacement, that one perhaps. 75 gold. I could do you a repair. 60. But it would take the evening. You'd have to return tomorrow. I have other work, you see.
I'll take the repair.
Excellent, well... If you need a space to remove it, you may use my back room.
Thanks!
And you, sir, is there anything I can give for you? Anything I can provide?
I'm looking for shields. Do you have any shields?
You are aware you're in a smithy, yes?
Yeah, and I was also weapons here. Sorry, I was under the impression that I could get armor and weapons from here.
Yes, quite an astute observation. Yes, I have shields, and he points towards a few different shields. There's like a block Roman curved kind of square shield. There's a teardrop shield. There's a teardrop shield with a slightly wider top that makes for a larger section at the top. Yes, okay. I do provide.
I look at him like he's a dick. For even like, come on, I know I'm in a smithy. I want to know what type of shield. What's your best shield you have available, please, and the price?
Well, I can provide you a simple shield, and much like Lael, he looks you up and down for 10 gold, though I wouldn't recommend purchasing one without the know-how of how to wield it. And he kind of looks away from you a little bit.
I can wield a shield. Yeah, regardless of what you think, you have to,
Why, I don't know what you mean. I don't think anything. I'm
Well,
simply advising you that if you wanted a shield...
No, yeah, absolutely. And I'm bear this in mind that I'm obviously a customer and I'm looking for something, a good value. So,
Do you want to drag them in, Josh, though, in general?
Oh. Quite, yes, of course, of course. If you were looking for a shield of slightly more usefulness in defense, I could offer you one that would provide you more than your average shape. A design of my own, actually. 450 gold if you have the coin. Though I would advise you it's far superior to that you may be used to.
450 gold.
I could be convinced to enter some sort of bartering system your friends suggested.
Well, 450 gold seems a bit, kind of steep compared to your
Certainly,
lowest.
450 gold I'm sure seems a lot to those that don't know much
Wait, let
about
me finish what I'm
weapons
saying.
or armor.
Okay, let me finish what I'm saying. Compared to your 10 gold, you have a 10 gold and then you have a 450 gold. There must be something in between that. Come on.
There is.
Okay, so what is
A
that?
slightly more ornate, simple shield. I wouldn't look to insult you. 30 gold.
You have up until this point.
Well, surely not by intention.
Okay.
I love this guy.
Hey, this
So
guy's
easy
a dick,
to play.
man. He's just a dick. I mean, he's perfect for you. So anything, maybe just above that range, but not quite your
Perhaps I should
personalized
explain.
stuff.
You see, I have simple attire, and he kind of motions towards you. I have slightly more ornate in their design. And he motions towards like teardrop shields that have kind of bends in them that allow you to kind of reach your sword arm round easier while still providing the same amount of protection, but don't have any statistical like improvement. And then I have slightly more ornate and useful shields, weaponry, and armor. And he kind of glides his hand over the back room and then lingers over some of the larger shields that have like more intricate designs and like an outer bezeling of what appears to be heavier, stronger metals that seem to hold the main crux of the shield in place. As I mentioned, if you're looking for a simple replacement or perhaps adventurer's first shield, 10 gold will suffice. If you would like something with a little bit more flair and personality, 30 gold. If you'd like something with a bit more practicality, however, 450 is the price. I appreciate not everybody who comes through has the gold to back up what they might be looking for, but
how do you go from 30 to 400? Come on.
Well, simply put, the materials spent and the time taken.
So you broke up.
The materials spent and the time taken.
Okay. I would like to. I mean, surely you don't have much travelers or many travelers come through this area. I mean, what's the best deal you can do for an adventuring individual such as myself?
Roll persuasion.
Okay, 1 second.
Come on, this is what you're about.
Yeah, I
Let's
know.
see that charisma.
I know. Let's see. Let's see.
Show me that 20. 11.
Okay.
Well, I don't know what's led you to believe that we don't get much custom through here. I do perfectly well. However, if it's something short of a handout that you're looking for, I could be convinced to reduce the price a mite if you were to purchase a shield that would benefit you greater than your standard design. I could do 420.
420. And what's the name of the shield?
It would be a simple +1 shield, so rather than a +2 to AC, it would give you a +3 to AC.
Okay.
I'm interested to know what a sentinel shield is, though.
Right. Okay.
Terrible website.
Sorry. I'd like to cast a suggestion on this guy, please.
Yeah, sure, if you've got the slots, roll it. Oh, wait, I have to
yeah.
roll it. It's a wisdom save.
Yeah. Is it a wisdom save? I thought it was
It's a con save.
Con save.
That seems wrong for that, but fine. Con save, what's your DC?
15.
Okay, and what do you say?
I think that you should charge me this simple +1 shield, your highest grade shield at 75 discount below its price, please.
Okay. So you say this, the spell goes through. He looks over you once more and just says, Yes, well, I suppose if you're destined to take such an item from me, I could trade you something to lower the price. Do you have any other equipment about you?
Yeah, now. Sorry. Any other equipment about me? 1 second, let me check.
Yes, you see, the previous fellow, he offered a dagger of some sort to perhaps trade. There's something about you. I think that maybe I could drop the price. Maybe even so much as by 75 gold, but only if I'm not out of pocket at the end of it, you see.
What do I have? I don't know if I've got anything that's worth anything.
You must have
right
something
now.
in your
Hang
inventory, a knife or a sword or something.
I mean, I've got a standard rapier that I don't need.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you offer this to him?
Yeah. I mean, I have a rapier I could offer.
Okay. He looks it over and just says, I suppose I could do something with this. If you were willing to trade it along with this deal, I would do you the shield at 375 gold.
What? That's not 75%. That's 75% off.
Oh, that's not what I heard. Hang on.
That's 75%, not 75 gold. How much was How much was it for? Was it 300
450 originally. Well, at a push, I could do 350.
You could do how much?
350 gold coins.
Nah. How? No way.
It's a charisma save, not a con.
Yeah, I did think that, but it's fine. He failed either way, but at some point you get to a point that
What do you mean?
the spell
Hang on.
fails because of the fact that
Charisma.
you can't leave them in the shit.
It was charisma. It was charisma save.
No, they make a wisdom save on suggestion.
No,
By
it's a charisma save.
No,
the target
no,
must
no,
make
no.
a wisdom
D&D
saving
bandit.
throw.
The target makes a charisma save. On
Where-
failure, it performs the action.
Where are you looking?
D&D 5e edition Whittaker, fandom.com.
Is this suggestion, right?
Yeah, suggestion.
Okay, well I'm looking at Roll20 and it says wisdom. I'm going to go with that. Either way, he failed, but it doesn't matter because at some point you put him into the realms of it being at negative harm to him. It doesn't have to be physical harm for the spell to fail. If you ask a beggar with his only loaf of bread to give you that loaf of bread, it's going to leave him starving and the spell would fail. So he's allowed a 100 gold decrease on the original price because it's still within the realms of him not fucking himself over. It's up to you what you want to do from that point onwards. Vice?
No. What was that? What was the other shields? 30 gold,
10
was it?
if you would
30
like a
and a 10.
simple shield.
It
If
was
you would
10
like a
and it was
slightly
30
more
gold
ornate
for an
simple
ornate,
shield.
was it?
Yeah.
Ornate.
But the ornate one does not offer any sort of increase on the 10 gold one. It just looks a better design. It is simply more ornate.
And what does that shield give me? Sorry.
Plus 2 to AC.
Okay.
If you're proficient with shields.
I am proficient with shields.
Yeah,
I got it since
College of Valor.
becoming a warcaster.
Yeah. Oh, really?
I
Becoming a
guess,
warcaster?
Yeah. Yeah, becoming a
I don't know about
warcaster.
I don't know that
Well,
Warcaster gives you
that's-
proficiency with shields. I think it just means
That's-
that you can cast spells whilst holding something.
Yeah, sorry. So the College of Valor allowed me to wield shields, and then the sorry, I got it wrong. Yeah, so the Warcaster allows me to cast something while holding.
Yeah, Warcaster allows you to
I'm in.
cast whilst holding a shield. College of Valor makes you proficient with shields, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, so I want that shield. Give me that damn
Yeah, so
shield.
you get proficiency with
Alright,
medium armor,
cool.
shields, and martial weapons, and then Warcaster means you can still cast whilst holding one. You can't still cast whilst
Okay.
holding a shield and a weapon, I don't think. Let me just check that.
What?
Like, you'd have to
that's
free action put the weapon away, I think. Let me just check. I could be wrong. You can
No, I
perform
don't
the
think so.
semantic components of spells even when you have weapons or a shield in one or both hands. So yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Even if you're holding a sword and a shield, you'd still be able
That's
to
the
cast.
point. It's so that you can hold a shield with a sword
Yeah.
rather than have a sword and then use your free hand for
So,
spells.
do you have 350 gold, Vice?
No, I want that other shield, the 10
You want
gold
the simple
shield.
shield, okay. So after this long, elongated conversation back and forth, the spell cast and all the rest of it, he looks at you and all but spits at the ground and heads over to his selection of shields. Are you taking a 10G or a 30G?
You know
There's no
what?
difference in stats, is it?
There's no difference in stats. One is more
No.
ornate than the other.
You know what? No. Fuck this. I'm turning around. I'm walking out.
Okay.
Fuck this.
So he heads over to a shield and he looks to pick up a basic, like, round buckler style thing. It's not even pretty.
That's fine.
And he
Yeah,
turns
that's
back
fine.
to you and you've left. And
I've left,
he
and I've spat on his fucking counter. Man. I'm telling you now.
He just puts it back and
I
doesn't-
spat on his counter.
He
No, make
returns
sure
to
he
his
sees that I spat on his damn counter. This brother.
So you leave. Livia, you've taken your armor
No,
off at this
no,
point.
no. The GM, I want him to see that I spat on his damn counter.
Well, he's over
But
where
I
the
was-
shields are. He
I
hasn't
don't
seen
care.
it
I don't
yet.
care. Like, he wants to spit on the side while he picks up
He
his
didn't
shit
spit.
to sell me.
I said he all but spit.
Well, okay, well,
Oh, yeah, he pulled a disgusted kind of look.
Yeah, he looked
Yeah,
at you in a
well-
disgusted manner, given
Well,
the
I
back and forth over the more expensive shield and then backing out to a 10 gold
well, I
shield.
spit on his counter. Fuck him.
Okay, great. You have now left. Livia, you've taken your armor off. You come back through to the main room. You've heard the entire interaction between him and Vice. Vice has left.
Mm.
You heard that. Do you want to do anything else?
No, just give him my armor and the 60 gold, and
Okay.
tell him I'll be back in the morning
Yeah,
with
sure.
like a question at the end, as in, is that
Okay,
okay?
so for now, your AC is 10 plus Dex.
Yeah.
And he looks at you and just says, "Thank you very much. I won't take long to arrange the repairs. It will be available for you in the morning, as you've said." An excellent
Thanks.
choice, by the way. It seems that this armor was on the verge of disrepair.
Wonderful.
You've come in just when you needed to.
Some might call it fate. Thank you.
Perhaps.
Bye.
Good day. And you head out to a angry Vice. Lael, you go to the merchants. Did we cover you purchasing anything you were thinking, right?
Yeah, I was thinking.
Have you thought?
I just want to look for some jewellery and some
Okay.
just nice adornments, and also a sort of face mask sort of thing, like the sort of thing I could slip over my
Needs a good cleanse.
neck and then pull up as a mask sort of thing.
I'm afraid I don't have anything like that at all, though. Your friend here, and she motions towards the mayor, was interested in a number of the pendants that I have representing the gods. I could present those to you if you were interested.
Yeah. So you don't have any strips of cloth or anything? Just simple black cloth.
Oh, if a simple cloth will do, I could provide that to you. I have some simple garments, though. If you were looking for something more tailored, I would recommend shapes of silver, Renin. That's the place.
Yeah, I might check that out. I'll just look at the jewellery for now.
She has a simple gold ring and the two remaining pendant chains that she showed Nemea.
Okay.
One for Aurora and one for Thanatos.
What was Aurora again?
Aurora's the goddess of beauty. Thanatos is the god of death.
And I have Zenny, the god of luck.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing's just a simple ring,
gold
right?
ring. Yep, it's just a gold ring. Is any of it of interest to you?
Nah. I know what other thing I wanted to look for, though.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any dice?
Dice? Okay. Certainly a lesser looked for item. Let me see what I can find. She goes into the back. Because dice is definitely a thing.
Dice games.
Oh, there's a whole section for this kind of thing, and I'm struggling to find it. Dice set. Okay, yeah, she comes back out. Yes, actually, I have 3 sets. One made of simple obsidian, one made of a hardy iron, and one of a simple glass stone meant to resemble aquamarine.
How much are the obsidian ones?
2 silver.
2 silver?
Yes.
Sure thing. I'd hand over the 2 silver.
Okay.
Take them.
She passes you the obsidian dice set.
Set of obsidian.
Is there anything else at all that I can get for you?
I don't know. Do you have any sweets?
Sweets? I have ration packs, but not any confectionery, I'm afraid.
You have ration packs?
I could use ration packs.
Oh.
How many do you have?
One moment. And she goes into the back, spends about 5 minutes, and she comes back out with 1 ration pack, and she says, I forgot to mention, somebody passed through not too long ago, and unfortunately purchased everything I have in the way of ration packs, bar this one. I didn't have it in the crate at the time. Are you interested in it?
How much did we say ration packs were?
4 silver.
Okay.
I think they're normally 5. We've made them 4 for 1, 3 is 10 silver.
Yeah, something like that, yeah.
Yep.
Just having a quick look at anything else that I might be looking for.
Okay. Mayor, do you want to do anything else before we wrap up?
No.
Cool.
I'll chuck the, 4 silver?
Yeah, and take the
Like,
1
yeah,
day's
sure.
rations. Yep, so 1 ration back, 1 day's worth of rations. And
Yep.
that is where we'll wrap up. We'll start
Okey-dokey.
next session with everyone kind of reconvening, I would assume.
I'll be going to get that mask, but yeah.
Well, she said, yeah, I guess mask, face covering. I don't.
Yeah.
Well, because you're saying mask, and I've been watching a lot of Critical Role, I'm thinking of like Knott's half-face porcelain goblin mask. But yeah, you could probably find like a fabric mask easily enough.
Yeah. You know, like a regular thief pulls up. The
Yeah,
little
definitely. Yeah. That
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 sort of
wouldn't be
thing.
too difficult.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool. As I say, I really hope this has not been a black screen the entire time. I will not know until I click the stop stream button.
It's been fine as far as I've seen.
Yeah, not for me. I hope that I'm not the
Are
defining
you looking at
factor,
it
but
through Twitch or through OBS?
through Twitch. OBS is fine, but Twitch is fucked.
Oh. Maybe it's
Yeah.
just because you're running both at the same time. I
Worried.
don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, well, for those of you on Twitch or perhaps that are following the stream, we will be back in 2 weeks because next week
Yes.
we are taking a sabbatical as 2 of our members go to an island.
Yes. Bye-bye, stream.
Yeah, see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye, stream.
Bye-bye.
Bye.